Welcome viewers across Australia and around the world. It's Beck Northcott and Matt Gale here at the Richmond Oval for the Division 2 Breakthrough Mental Health Adelaide Football League Grand Final, played between the Golden Grove Kookaburras and the Payneham Nord Falcons. Today's coaches, we've got Luke Barmby, who'll be the playing coach for the Golden Grove Football Club, and also Jeremy Cheney is at the helm of the Payneham Nord Union Falcons. Beck Northcott, absolutely beautiful day. Fantastic to be joining you. How are you this afternoon?
Oh, I'm great. And, this is what we call finals weather. This is it. The sun's out. Look at that grass. It looks perfect. What an absolute day for footy.
Not a cloud in the sky here at the Richmond Oval. Obviously the home of the West Adelaide Bloods in the SANFL. But Division 2 Grand Final today for the Adelaide Footy League is going to be an absolute blockbuster. Today's game day sponsor is Programs to Fit. Can you give us a bit of background about the great company and the man himself, Tony Newell?
We sure can. So Programs to Fit presents a large suite of topics with a focus on the important components of preparation, performance and recovery, mental application and mental fitness, and physical and nutritional needs. So wide range of services they offer there. If you want to get in contact with them, contact Tony Newell, tony@programstofit.com.au.
Thanks, Beck. The conditions at ground level are absolutely superb. It's going to be a pretty firm deck out there. As you can see in the middle of the Richmond Oval, it's quite a barren area inside that centre circle and also within the hot spots on both forward lines. Today's current temperature is 22.7. We're looking for a top of 24. There is a 13-kilometre east-northeasterly breeze, which is going straight across the ground at the moment, which is absolutely fantastic to see. Now, the B grade was an enthralling clash with the Golden Grove Football Club, defeating Payneham Nord Union in the grand final on the Bs by 1 point, 8-10-58 to 8-9-57. And in the Cs, it's the Ross Trevor Old Collegians 9-6-60. Getting up against Henley by 32 points, 3-10-28. We're about to have our national anthem and pay our due respects before this clash gets underway. There we have the Australian national anthem. And what a brilliant day we've got ahead of us. Beck Northcott, time to go through our sponsors. And before we do, we'd like to thank our broadcast partners, Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. Over to you, Beck.
We sure would. Now, of course, thanks to the Adelaide Footy League for having us here. Buddy Bet, but gamble responsibly, of course. Our scoreboards brought to us by Sportal and all-important stats through Dartfish.
Yeah, big thank you to Farmers Leap for all of their beautiful Padful wines. Magnificent Random Shot 2020 wines there. And obviously the coach of the week in Division 2 at one stage this year was Luke Barmby, and he received a bottle of Shiraz and Cab Sav. Archie's Thongs, get yourself a massage while you walk around those magnificent Archie's Thongs. Roll the dice. They sponsored the Media Player of the Year award in Division 1 and Banner Crew. Big shout out to Bianco for their Mark of the Week award, who would win a $100 voucher during the normal season, and ORTC for their Goal of the Week. Beck Northcott's going to be a huge encounter here at the Richmond Oval. What are you looking forward to the most?
I think I'm just looking forward to how both teams come out of the blocks here. We've got two teams that sort of different stages, as a club. You've got Payneham, who were relegated from Division 1 and, trying to push back up there. And then Golden Grove, who have just been coming in hot through the divisions. Won Division 3 last year, I believe, and, just really seeking that Div 1 spot. So, we could see a close contest like we just saw in the B grade, or we could see Golden Grove come out here and dominate.
Yeah, Golden Grove won the last 9 games of the regular season by an average of 69 points, and they absolutely towed out Foscannon in the second semi by 95 points. Paynham's had to come a long way, and during the natural season, in round 1, the Payneham Norwood Union Falcons defeated Golden Grove by 29 points. They reversed the tables in round 10, Golden Grove at home, getting up by 41 points, but the form line of Payneham Norwood Union, they've done it the hard way. They lost the qualifier by 15, won the first semi-final by 2 points in a belter, and easily run over the top of Foscannon by 41 points in the preliminary final. So, Bet, we'll go to our final one, which is our buddy bet. I'm going to have Golden Grove by 25 points at half-time.
Sure.
What's yours?
I'm going to have Joshua Glenn from Golden Grove to kick 3 or more goals, I reckon. Just a beautiful day for a full forward, I reckon.
And I've also tipped him in for the man of the match honours. Let's get underway. Richmond Oval. Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Grand Final. Ball goes up. Great tap there by the Golden Grove ruckman. She's thrown out of the pack there. Looked like Jake Pittman, who was the Division 2 medalist this season, with a massive 35 votes, mind you.
No worries.
Out of 18 games, you can do the sum. That's almost 2 votes a game. So polled terrifically well. So both teams are filling each other out at this early point, as you suspect. There's a lot of tension around the ground and a very, very good crowd in this afternoon at the Richmond Oval. So the Payneham Norwood Union work through Sanzo, who switches the play, looking out wide. No mark taken. Ball comes to ground. A great attack on the ball and an even better tackle there, which was on Mitchell Payne. Great tackling there by Crawford Sanderson. A great jostle in that ruck contest. Quick kick out of the contest. Just trickles towards that 50-metre arc. They play in as quickly as they can. Great lead onto that ball. Ball comes out the back in the direction of Dodd. Can't pick up the ball in time, and the ball is taken out of play. Interesting that Dodd stood back there and let his opponent run towards the ball. Good tap there. Ball comes to ground. Geez, there's a lot of heat on early, as you suspect.
There is.
And we'll have a ball up about 27 metres from home. Obviously, you can see the 25-metre arc incorporated into the structure of the ground, which is terrific. I love it. And they used to have it in the waffle back in the 80s. Great to see. Ball comes out. That's a hot potato on that far side. So they get a kick inside 50, looking for a target. Beautiful mark out the back. And this could be our first one on the board.
Just eyes for the footy there, straight up, straight down, ball in hand. That's what you want to see early from your forwards.
You certainly do. And looks like we've got a missing number here. Because, oh no, here we go. We do have Wyatt Patterson. So Wyatt Patterson, 22 goals so far this season. Man on the marks, about 25 from home, straight in front. Can this be the opening goal? It is. So the Golden Grove Football Club open their account on the Sportal scoreboard, and it's 1 straight 6. Payneham Norwood Union yet to get it inside their forward halfback, Northcott.
Yeah, just good smart play there from Golden Grove, able to steady that kick into the forward line. Nice mark, simple, go back and goal. That's probably what you want to see early in this game. You're just settling it, get that first goal on the board. As you said, it's very hectic in those first few minutes, so it's important just lower your eyes, get the ball in the 50, just get an easy 6 points on the board. So back to the centre straight away. Could Norwood, Payneham Norwood respond here? Well, they look to go forward here. They might just get their first inside 50. Golden Grove looking to cut it off, though, through Coach Barmby, but it ends up in the hands of Tommy Wagner. Sends it in, and the mark's taken. A little bit of cut off there. Just came in from the side, did the Payneham forward, and that's the captain, Matt Nye. So Can we have a little captain's goal here to start them off here for Payneham?
They're trading blows at the moment. That was a magnificent forward entry, and Nye just drifted him perfectly at the right time in the contest.
He really did. Just great timing. I didn't even see him there, but just popped in from the side here. So, Nye, the skipper, can he put the first 6 points on the board for the Falcons here? Nice little run in, and it's just drifted to the right there, so it'll be a minor score to Payneham. Maybe just a little bit of the grand final nips there.
Yeah, early grand final nerves by the captain, and both shots were in similar positions on the field, although Nye's angle was slightly more difficult than the original goal by Patterson. Anyway, they come out towards our broadcast side. Goes over all players within the contest. Glenn's out the back. Weaves. Beautiful kick down the line on his left leg. Great mark in that contest by Swert. Sorry, not by Swert, by Dodd. Dodd plays on immediately. He's got a player over the top there. So holds it up as Cavallaro. Almost time to be called to be played on. Umpire gives him an eternity. Cavallaro, not his best kick. Goes towards the boundary line. Should be rushed out of play and is. And we'll have a throw in 25 metres from home for the Golden Grove Footy Club. Cavallaro probably should have made a little bit more out of that opportunity.
Yeah, just a bit of a shank there in the end to no one in particular in that pocket.
So the ball gets thrown in. Jeez, he's tough at ground level. You can already see the class there of Joshua Glenn on that boundary line with that previous kick coming out of their back six there. He was beautiful left foot down the line. The tap at ground level. There's plenty of numbers there for the Falcons. So look to get the ball through Jed Spence. Spence comes towards our broadcast side. Great contest. No mark taken there by Tommy Wagner. They peel out of this contest. There's a switch from Shenton. It's got a couple of players on in the middle. They can switch again if they like. They go through Barbie. So Barbie, piercing ball inside 50. No mark taken. Good punch at ground level there by Haynes. So she's a race on. Could have been paid in the back. Umpire was a bit obscured from his angle, and they call for a ball up back Northcote. 60 from home for Golden Grove.
Yeah, so Golden Grove probably on top early in this first 6 minutes of the game. They lead it by 5 points. They're looking to go straight back inside 50. Tackle pressure was good, though, from Giannini. Umpire's saying something here. Or is he just balling it up? And it just went the early crawl on the ball up. So, ruck tap about 5 metres outside the Golden Grove 50. Few players looking on top of it. Trying to go out through Mackenzie there, but he was wrapped up in a tackle straight away by Golden Grove.
Strong one-arm tackle, that one there, Beck.
Well, you know, if you only need one arm to take the tackles, you might as well. There goes Mackenzie again, just launches the kick out of the 50, but ends up in the direction of Preston for Golden Grove, and he just forces it over the boundary line. So, boundary throw-in, they're playing a lot on that far wing, which is nice of them to just go far away from us here at the moment. So, ball comes in. James looking strong in the ruck here for Payneham early, but the hands are coming out a lot through Golden Grove.
He's an absolute man mountain, Brad James, in the ruck.
He's looking good. So another throw in almost on the centre wing there. James just getting hands to it again. Just can't quite find his midfielders on the first tap there. Mackenzie looking to jump on top of it, but would prefer the first hands to it, I reckon. Another stoppage here, very first quarter behaviour in a grand final. Again, James hands to it. Goes back to Mackenzie. He's had a few early as well. Wrapped up in a tackle again, and umpire says you held it for too long. So the free kick goes to Golden Grove. Having a bit of a tussle over it there. Mackenzie just giving out some free advice. Always nice to see between teams. Golden Grove launching into the 50. A few players coming up for the mark. They almost spoiled each other. The kick's wayward, though. Goes to Matty Nye for Payneham. We'll look to go through the centre of the ground. Tom Wagner sees someone he likes. Going towards half forward. Trying to get it to Davis. Try and centre it again now. Oh, a bit of a push in the back there. Tried to go for the specky there. Just didn't quite work. So back in the hands of Golden Grove.
So Lewis Johnson at right half back for the Kookaburras, the former Sydney Swans and Adelaide player. Had the most contested marks at the Australian Under-18 Championships back in his draft year.
There you go.
So switching the ball around, they go through Shenton, goes
Oh.
to Johnson, runs into some trouble, gets his hand passed away in the direction of his teammate, but can't get that ball going. Well hooked up was Shepherd. Ball comes back to towards Cavallaro. Sorry. So it's Rahui, and Rahui's wrapped up right in the heart of the Richmond Oval. Not much up, young Rahui on his wing. Good tap there in the end by Robinson. Ball comes to ground. And it's been a pretty prominent feature of this first term has been repeat ball ups and boundaries throw-ins, but not much traction at ground level in yardage. So Robinson to tussle against James again. It's been a good start by both ruckmen. And again, the ball barely moves more than half a metre. Hopefully play opens up. It's a bit of a mini league sort of featuring at the moment. Tap by Robinson. Comes out of the contest. Well picked up there by Spence. Gets his hand passed out. So out to Rahui.
Oh,
Sort of tumbled it as he was trying to bounce the ball.
bit
Get
awkward.
their kick inside forward 15. A strong mark taken by Tom Wagner. Umpire doesn't calls play on. Running out of the contest there was Davis. There's a quick kick inside forward 50. No mark taken there by Tom Wagner. He's been busy without much luck at the moment. And the ball almost looked like it came off the boot there, but will trickle out of play. We'll have a boundary throw-in 30 from home for Payneham Norwood Union.
Yeah, you think they'll be trying to score here. They've had a few chances in the 50. Can they make something of it? Wagner again, he's everywhere. Trying to get the kick in here. Golden Grove just rebound it straight out. Looking for some of their forwards who have pushed up. Bit of a bustle there through for Schwert. Just drilled into the ground in the tackle in the end.
We'll start there by Lewis Johnson in the back 50 for the Kookaburras. Back by Robinson. Quick hand pass out the back there by Dodd. So they're trying to work their way forward. Some good pressure at ground level. The pressure meter's definitely up for the Falcons. Dispossessed in that tackle. They need some scoreboard pressure though, the Falcons. And a good mark on that far side to Lewis Johnson. So the big man started well. He's at right half back again. Goes long down the line. Beautiful looking kick. Yeah, no, terrific mark.
Well done.
So well done there by Ashcroft. He goes inboard on the 45. Dangerous kick, could get paid off. Comes to ground, no mark by Ingham. And I tell you what, only needed to win that 50-50 and almost guaranteed a goal there to Kookaburras. So some good run out of defence there by Ingham as he pushes back to his defensive line. Robinson gets the tap, almost a Falcon at ground level off one of the Rovers. Some fierce tackling, and they get the ball out through Pittman. Quick kick inside 50. Plenty of numbers back there and a strong mark in defence there by Maxi Wagner.
Yeah, great mark under pressure there. That could have, been another Golden Grove goal very easily. Golden Grove were trying to attack again there through Mitchell Payne, wrapped up in a tackle. Ended up with the free kick. So it's Payne for Golden Grove. Sends it into the 50s. 2-on-1 there though, so just a bit outmanned there were the Burrows. And great mark there taken by Mother Soul. He looks in the middle. Great vision there. Just spotted his teammate in Ansell straight away. Ansell looks to go wide there. He's found McKenzie. It's probably about his 5th possession. McKenzie goes down the wing to no one in particular, but looking for the run of Rahui. There goes Rahui getting involved there. Kristen Jiggs in there as well. And just a bit of a wayward kick there. So some of their disposal just not quite on target once they're getting the ball in hand here, Payneham. So they've been forced with a turnover. Golden Grove, they've got the switch on here, but they need some people to push across to the wing because there's nothing to look out here for Shenton. It's all right. Someone's come across. That's Hable. Hable goes to take off. It's probably played on there. Kick just didn't quite hit the target, so it's going to force the run of Glenn. Glenn just dribbles it along the ground into the forward line. centering kick, bang. And we've seen just some great vision here, I think, from the Golden Grove players. They've been able to turn and look, find someone who's just popped up in the space and hit them up straight away. So just well done there. And the mark was taken by Dylan Wall. Thank you, Matt.
Some handy work by Glenn at half forward there. I know it was a worm burner that just broke that forward line open, and a great mark in the end by Wall, who should go back and finish.
Yeah, just a couple of really good passages of kicks and marks there, which is what Payneham were looking to do and just couldn't quite hit the targets down their end. So Dylan Wall looking for Golden Grove's second goal of the game. Just pushes it to the left-hand side. So it'll be their first point of the game. Golden Grove 1-1-7, 6 points ahead of Payneham, just a single point, and we're about 14 and a half minutes into this first quarter.
So game just starting to open up the last couple of minutes. Both sides just starting to spread out of the stoppages with much more ease as that lactic acid starts to build. So nice kick out of defence. Right back pocket now for Payneham Nord Union. Do have a player on shore. Decides to ignore the Ansell lead. Goes long down the line with a searching ball. Good punch from the back there was Viney. Comes out the contest towards Crawford Sanderson. Linking up handballs, but under immense duress are the Falcons. Still trying to switch the play and get some movement. Finally, they got a kick down the line, but clearly outnumbered at the back there. Ball comes towards Robinson. Big man shouldn't be doing the roving, but he is on this occasion. Again, Robinson at ground level. Ball comes out to Shenton. Smart footballer. Not his best hand pass. In the direction of Giannini.
Oh!
Tackle. And not paid, or is it paid? And Pittman, like a bulldog, gets up and switches play. So I think that's Ingham on that far side with a searching ball inside 15. Mark not paid to Ashcroft, swings around, hits the hot spot, looking for Glenn in that direction. Can't take the mark, there was Patterson. And umpire says ball up, we'll have a throw up about 20 metres from home. Slight angle there for the Kookaburras, who just starting to lock that ball inside their forward 50, which will be to the delight of Luke Barby, the playing coach. Quick work out of that contest. Again, there's a sea of Kookaburras back here. Ball comes out the back. Took the game on beautifully. In the end there was Kistanjic. So no one to really go to, and that should run out of play with last disposal. And we'll have a free kick on that far side to the captain, Cameron Shenton.
Yeah, you can see Golden Grove very disciplined behind the ball. When Payneham trying to come forward, all they're seeing is green everywhere. So a little bit more hard running there needed for Payneham. So Golden Grove just able to chip it around. Here's Pittman, the league medalist. Nice, easy kick down the line, hits up Ingram. Sporting the nice headband today.
Got a fair flock of hair on his head.
It does, and just...
Envy of many a ball been in the crowd this afternoon here at the Richmond Oval.
A bit too easy at the moment for Golden Grove. Just kick mark as they like. Got a few forwards there. The snap comes around, not to be though. Just looking for their second goal there, but just very much able to take the easy marks on the way to the 50 at the moment, the Kookaburras. So we'll have a stoppage just inside the 50. The ball up will hit that 25-metre line. There's a whistle. No, I'm hearing things.
Yeah, whistle gone.
No, there was a whistle.
Yeah, holding on in the contest.
So it's up to Payneham to clear it out now, Matt.
So right back pocket. Plenty of numbers behind the ball, but not much upfield. Big contest for the high flyers. Ball comes to ground in the direction of Payne. Gets his hand pass to Johnson. Johnson whacks it on the boot. Interesting looking kick. The rush ball comes in. Have they got time to settle? Tackle from behind. Could have been in the back. The umpire sees it that way. And overcommitted in the contest, and it was in the back. Free kick to be taken by Shepherd. Too far from home. Looks to dish off to Lewis Johnson. Ended up going to the top of the square. Ball comes to in the direction of Dylan Wall. Great crumbing. He's got bitten off a little bit too much, and he's holding the ball.
Good to see some, good attacking tackles there from Payneham. That's what they need here, a little bit of a lift. And this is where, their forwards have got to work hard because they've had not a lot to kick to coming out of defence here. Just taking their time here. Long bomb down the line. Pack forming there. Punch comes from behind. They've got to work hard to robe it here. Rahui looking to do so. Had some fast feet around the ball early, has Rahui.
He's got a fresh set of squeals, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Jockey-like material. Very agile.
They're up again. James getting first hands to it again in the ruck. Seeing a little bit more intensity from the Payneham mids now. Just getting a little bit more aggressive. The ball's not coming out. It's just popping around there, and we'll have to have another stoppage. So probably about 70 out from the Golden Grove goal. We spent a lot of time in this half of the ground in this first quarter. So hit nearly 20 minutes in the first term of this grand final. Umpires found something in here as the players just tear themselves apart here. And Payneham just need to have a little bit more urgency going forward, I think, because by the time they stop and have a look, there's a lot of clogged up ground here, so they go short. Mark's taken there, but still haven't made much ground. They go central. It's Dodson with the mark. Where's he looking? He's looking across. So he takes the easy kick in Sanzo. Here we go. Sanzo decides to play on. He was looking for O'Leary, but the kick was horrendous. So Patterson just cuts it off all too easily. There's a one-on-one here. We've got Ashcroft. What can he do with it? Well done there by Dodson. Great defensive effort there. Just managed to work him out of it. The ball will come to Spence. Spence best on ground last weekend in their final win to get themselves into this big one today. Comes out again though. It's with Shepherd for Golden Grove. So Golden Grove getting hands to it. Again, it's a 2-on-1 there, so probably not the best option. Ashcroft having a battle with Dodson, and it'll see it out.
Well played there by by Ashcroft. Just patted it to himself and walked it over the line. I think they really like this stoppage set position. So Schwert up in the ruck. Ball comes to ground. Work at ground level. Can they get this surge moving forward? There's too many players behind the ball. All the Kookaburras, they switch the play. Come out to Cotgrove. Cotgrove switches towards Shenton. Can't take the mark. Has Borg in support. That kick's not 15, play on. Ball comes back. They've got that kick on the 40 line. It goes back to Shenton. Smart football. He's probably got the distance in him. So the captain's sizing up his options. Probably just go back and take the kick himself. If anything, it'll be a little bit of left to right breeze as he has a shot now. So Shenton will kick from outside the paint. Former St Kilda player. So it's not Shenton, it's Dodd. Dodd's ball has drifted across the face for a one behind. And on the Sportal scoreboard, 1-2-8 plays 1 point. Hitting time on first term, Beck Northcote.
Oh, just very intense first quarter here. Just as you mentioned, sides feeling each other out, but you feel like Golden Grove's on top here. If anything, they could have more goals. If Johnston looks to get involved there. Payneham just seem to be doing things the hard way when they're trying to come out of defence at the moment. Just nothing to go to. It's just all green as soon as they look to attack. And Mark's taken all too easily by Payne. Plays on straight away, looks to put the ball a bit more central, and they're just taking bounces. They're playing on. They're doing whatever they want there. Wall sends it in. Again, there's that 2-on-1, so probably not the best decisions going in for that final kick. James took the mark there. Probably the only thing that's let them down late in this quarter, Matt, is, when they've gone to hit up that forward target, they're going to the 2-on-1 every time.
Yeah, they just need to clean up their efficiency inside forward 50 and they'll have a lot more set shots on target. Ball comes to ground. Good work in the contest there by the big ruckman in James. And one of their better players in this first quarter as the ball will be thrown up right in front of the Payneham Norwood Union coaches box. So it appears as though Golden Grove are on top, have the game on their terms somewhat. No scoreboard pressure to speak of. Comes to Johnson. Just flicks out the back there to Pittman. And pushed over the boundary line in the end was Joshua Ingham. I forgot to play on Ingham. He's a tough-looking character.
Big boy.
Bit of a Viking-like type operator. And there's quarter time siren. Only 24 minutes in this first term, and on the smallest scoreboard, it is 1-2-8. And Payneham Norwood Union with the solitary one behind. That's a 7-point lead at quarter time. The goal kicker, and the only goal kicker for this first quarter, was Wyatt Patterson. And we'll come back with the second quarter action right after these key messages. Thanks again.
Folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable, so basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back to Richmond Oval. We're at the Adelaide Footy League Division 2 Grand Final, Golden Grove versus Payneham, where at quarter time, Golden Grove 1-2-8 and Payneham just the single behind. So a 7-point lead to Golden Grove. Now, a big day of Grand Finals today in the Adelaide Footy League. So if you're looking to tune in to any of the other games today, just check out the Adelaide Footy League Facebook page, and they've got all the links there to all the games that are happening today. So massive day of footy in Adelaide. So pretty tight first quarter there, where myself and Matt probably saw that Golden Grove were probably on top there, and if anything could have scored a few more goals here. So Payneham obviously very much still in it on the scoreboard, so it will be interesting to see how they come out here in this second quarter as we welcome back Matt from a quarter time break. Matt, how did you see the first quarter?
I thought it was a pretty uneventful first term. It was, as you suspect, games sort of go through the motions, pretty high intensity, a lot of nerves amongst the players, some missed kicks, but a lot of pressure. I think the stats for Dartfish would see the men in Ray throwing up the pool and touching it more than the players themselves, Beck.
Yeah, absolutely. I think definitely field umpires would be on top for possessions at the moment, but you'd probably expect that in the first quarter of a grand final, you know, very close in and under, a lot of tackles. So you'd expect, you know, one team to try and sort of break through in this quarter and open up this game a little bit. It'll just be a matter of which team it'll be.
Yeah, definitely going to open up this second term, and you'd hope it both coaches. It's Luke Barmy in charge of the Kookaburras or Jeremy Cheney, that the game will certainly open up and be more free-flowing. It's been very congested and hot potato. Disposal efficiency's down quite a bit. Pressure's reasonably high, as you'd hope as a coach. But yeah, needs some open stoppages. You can see when the Kookaburras get their set up behind the ball, it's usually the Barnby, Shentons and Johnsons sort of lead the charges and play the corporals back there in defence, and they can sort of work from there. But that kicking inside 450s let them down. I'm sure they probably could have had another 2 or 3 goals on that board, where there's no reward on the scoreboard for the Falcons, who only registered the one behind. But yeah, they're going to have their chance at some stage in this term, you'd hope.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're Jeremy Cheney, I think you'd be happy with how their defence stood up. The Bulls spent a lot of the game in that Golden Grove 50, and they were able to force Golden Grove to kick to those 2-on-1s. They were going to cut it off and clear it out, but they just couldn't do anything with it once they got past it.
They look really good when they're counter-attacking, but they just didn't have that option. They just kept on seeing a wall and a sea of green Guernseys, and they need to lower the eyes, let's say, this quarter and try and run the ball and over those 3 back there to just sitting off and picking off their off the forwards from the Falcons. Well, second quarter about to get underway. Beautiful day here in Adelaide. Picturesque. Richmond Oval's absolutely superb. Crowd of about 2,000 down here at the Richmond Oval, and home of the West Adelaide Footy Club, to get us underway for the second quarter of this Breakthrough Mental Health Adelaide Footy League Division 2 Grand Final. Here's Beck Northcott.
So here we go, Golden Grove and Payneham. We're just waiting for the umpires here to hold the ball aloft and get us all going here. So
Probably the least amount, I reckon, I've called Sportal's scoreboard this season. It's been this first quarter of this Division 2 Grand Final.
Well, we've barely seen it. I mean, with the way Golden Grove have been performing, we wouldn't have been surprised if they'd come out and, really given that scoreboard a hammering. But Payneham have kept them under wraps in terms of scoring here. There we go. There's the siren. So umpire get us started for this second quarter, Division 2 Grand Final. Great ruck work there by Brad James for Payneham again, just doing really well. But getting underneath it was Joshua Glenn in the midfield for the Kookaburras, looking for Ashcroft. Couldn't quite take it here. Bit of a run there. Was that too high? Umpire said yes, and it will be in the hands of Banwell. So just got taken a little bit too high there.
He did, and he played it well. He did a bit of dodging weave and lowered his body weight at the crucial phase, and that's good for Craft. I was able to get that high tackle, and that was well deserved. Smart football, and he shouldn't have too many issues with this angle at all, Brett.
Well, we say that, but we saw Nye miss that one earlier for Payneham in the first quarter, but this angle is a lot kinder, I think, for Banwell. Looking for Golden Grove's second goal and their first of this second quarter. Banwell just drifting very hard towards the left, but is that a mark on the line? No. We're claiming it there, but...
Smart work by Lewis Johnson to claim it on the line, but not paid.
Oh, you might as well ask.
He may have drifted forward after playing that first quarter predominantly in defence. So the kick-out duties is Maxie Wagner. Turn it over.
Gosh.
And a crucial error at a critical phase. This game's starting to open up somewhat. And poor posture will cost you when he's turned it over.
Just wasn't the right kick in the end, was it?
So, far side. Plays on. Uses the man on the mark. Don't know if he's got the distance. Bum. Off the hands there of Ashcroft, and trickles through for a minor score. And on the Sportal scoreboard, it's 1-4-10. One behind Payneham Norwood Union.
Well, you were asking for some more action on the scoreboard, so we've seen 2 points already, and a massive almost mark there to Tom Wagner for Payneham, and ball looking for Johnston there. The kick was not far enough at all. He tried to claim it. Back in the hands of Johnston. Just goes back to Shenton. Now with Patterson. Comes out the back, looking for those forwards again, but good discipline by the Payneham defence. We've seen that all day. They have done very well when being under pressure.
We've got McKenzie, former North Melbourne player. all the best and fairest. And again, they're almost turning the ball over. Goes in the lap of Shenton. Shenton plays on immediately. And he's found Glenn right on the paint. This is one player who could have the journey in him. Hits it right to the top of the square. No mark taken. Ball's out the back there. Good work by Giannini. So they get a switch on. Theo. The double Theo. Theopoulos in his left back pocket position. Smart little kick over the top. And finds Brad McKenzie. So he's been racking him up. He's probably the most prolific midfielder on the list. Long left foot boot down the line towards our broadcast box. No mark taken. Good tap on by James. Only gets it as far as Barmby. Barmby rush kick. Goes to the top of the 50. Playing on there was Cavallaro, and he's turned it over. An ugly looking kick lands on the lap of Sanzo.
Sanzo plays on, looking for Crawford Sanderson. Kicked in, hit in the right spot, but he's been infringed, so be Crawford Sanderson here. Again, he's trying to play on. Don't mind that, he's just trying to open this game up, as we've been asking for. They're held up again, so they come back in the middle to Sanzo. Trying to call the players forward, but a bit of a standstill in the middle of the ground. Not a lot.
I'd like to see the umpire actually could play on a lot more just to get the play going. It's very, very stagnant.
Sanzo down the line, but the kick just comes out the back, so it's Golden Grove again, just a bit too easy at the moment as they play on through the centre of the ground. This is what we were asking Payneham to do. They just couldn't quite pull it off. So Shepherd sees something he likes in the 50, but it's going to be a 3-on-1 in the end there, so probably not the right option. Had to have someone on if there was a 3-on-1 in the forward line there, surely.
Surely. Lands on the chest of McKenzie. Plays on immediately on that trusty left foot. Right in the heart of the Richmond Oval. Good work at ground level. Can Payneham sort of mount that entry inside forward 50. Been slim pickings here in the second turn. Can it just set up for him? Nice work in the end by Ansell, and he sprayed it to the left. And another chance goes bigging for the Falcons. So smaller scoreboard, 1-4-10. Plays 2 behind, 5 minutes down. Second turn.
Look, I saw a little bit of a sniff of some attacking footy there from Payneham, so I didn't mind that. Ansell couldn't get the finish for them there, but they looked so much better as soon as they started taking the game on. So I think they just got to be a little bit more brave now. Golden Grove trying to get it out of defensive 50. Comes down to Dodson for the Falcons. He just launches it. Nice high ball. Good spoil there from the defence, though. They're looking for Viney. Viney just fumbles it there. Oh, no. He'll be kicking himself for that and is under pressure now. We'll end up with a stoppage about 20 metres out from the Payneham goal.
So another chance goes begging there for the Falcons. We've yet to register their first goal. So they've played about 30 minutes of action out of the hole, and they still haven't got their opening goal. Good work there. Courage under fire there was Lachlan Ball. Tough. That was a tough mark under enormous amount of duress. He switches it out to Payne. I don't know if he's related to the jockey Michelle. Goes to the pit dog Pittman, who continues to rack it up. And he gets it on to Cavallaro. So they're playing that possession game at the moment. They like to chip it around, maintain control of their defence, and then go slingshot. Got one on the 45 to Ingham. Finds him. Beautiful kick. Gets it in the hands of Pittman. That's the one they wanted in. Goes for a searching ball. Beautiful mark.
Well done.
They're playing immediately. Going inside 50. Out the back there's Ashcroft. Read it well because Johnson was caught up in the contest. Doesn't really know what he's doing there. Ashcroft goes to the lead. He's always going to get challenged off. And Brad McKenzie, if they didn't have him in this side this afternoon, they'd be struggling. I'll give you the strong tip.
Absolutely. No, in the hands of Sanzo now. They've got to work it out of this 50. It's in a dangerous area. They've turned over a lot of kicks at this point. Dodson again. Safe hands. Got an option out wide. Doesn't want that. Goes for the short one in the 50. It's just dangerous possessions here. Maxi Wagner Goes out wide again. They've still made basically zero ground out of this Golden Grove.
Well, this is where Golden Grove
50.
actually let them have this kick. They let them have this kick and they just trapped them in there.
Playing right into Golden Grove's hands at the moment. They finally try and get it out, and there's the mark. It's almost like a set play.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, Shenton shanked it. And we might have one of the Gianninis on that far side. A lot of ethnicity in the Payneham Nord Union outfit. And again, they've turned the ball over. So Golden Grove really in control now. They've starting to have a world of pain, but nothing on the scoreboard. Goes to Pittman right in the middle of the Richmond Oval. Got a short option on. Ignores that. Goes looking for Johnston. There's that contested mark that we spoke about from his junior years. And he has got a thumping kick. He can make the distance here. Beautiful looking kick. Goes to that target there.
That's more like
and that is more like it. Beautiful kick there by Lewis Johnson using his wealth of experience. And lands on the chest of Wyatt Patterson, who has kicked the only goal in this game. Incredibly, we had 23 minutes and 54 seconds in the first quarter. We're 9 minutes into this second one. We've had one goal. And Wyatt Patterson, could he be the sole goal kicker with only two in this game? So, enters the tarmac, Patterson. Kick from about 42 metres once he enters the fray. Deliberate approach. Beautiful looking kick. Umpire drifts to the left. It's not going to matter. As Patterson puts through his second. And hopefully the shackles have broken on the Sportal scoreboard, which reads Golden Grove 2-4-16. Very handy 14-point lead. 9 minutes down to this second term. With Payneham yet to kick a goal back Northcote.
They have, and it's 2 from 2 for Patterson, the only goal scorer on this ground at the moment. Only one able to put one between the big two sticks, and Payneham just looking for someone to step up and get it forward and kick a goal at the moment. But Golden Grove, they controlled the play. They very much were forcing Payneham to kick it where they wanted it. So that was the goal they were looking for. So Glenn on the siege there. And here he goes again. 2 really hard tackles there from Glenn. Maybe just a little bit high there in the end. Payneham finally trying to go inside 50 there. And there's a mark. Be about 45 metres out there, but it's a mark inside 50 all the same. And that's Tom Wagner. He's been seeing a lot of it today, so he's decided to just go back there and do it himself.
An experienced campaigner. He's 14 goals so far this season. Been in the best place 14 out of 20 games, which is quite remarkable. So his form was terrific.
Not bad. He did kick 2 goals in their final last week, but I'm not sure what his distance is like. He's backing himself in. He'll kick it from the 50-metre arc. He's got the distance there, but hooked it towards that right-hand side there. So it'll just be the minus score there to Tommy Wagner. And just 3 behinds on the Sportal scoreboard to Payneham at the moment. They trail Golden Grove, who are on 2-4-16.
Yeah, Tommy Wagner, tough kick for a left footer. Knowing that myself, it's this side's always very tough with the left footer. So they play it immediately out of that last line of defence from the kick in. Ball comes towards Glenn. He can't take the mark. I'll tell you what, his pressure meter's gone up and he's really committed to the cause. And he's my early tip for best on ground, but he's not quite at the mark at the moment. So ball thrown up. Good work by Robinson and also Wagner. Ball comes to ground level. Barbie's taken high and played that very nicely. So, in fact, it was Dylan Wall who had a shot on goal in the first turn. They can go backwards to go forwards if they like. There's a dangerous kick on in the middle. He does. He picks it off.
Oh.
And it might still come off as Ingham's there at ground level with his size 38 shorts. Ball comes out of that contest. Clever work over the top. They can string it through. There's a plethora of players coming through. Look out the back. The beautiful mark, the ball. And I saw them pre-game. They've got a set play where the lead up forward will come forward, and then they'll have someone come out the other side of the contest, which is basically like a layup in a basketball game, and they played that to a T.
Yeah, it's worked a treat.
It has worked a treat, and could we have 2 goals in successive minutes?
Could we have 2 different goal scorers?
Well, we could. This place is about to lighten up as ball comes in. Oh, he's nailed it. Just slides it through past the goalpost, Lachlan Borg. And now they've got 3. So bang, bang in 2 minutes. We've got 2 goals. And on the scoreboard, starting to light up. Golden Grove, 3-4-22. Starting to get dangerous. 19-point lead. 3 ugly-looking points for the Payneham North Union team, who are desperate for a goal, let's face it.
Oh, absolutely. And we said we were waiting for this game to be broken open. It feels like Golden Grove have put in the hard yards. We've seen how hard they've worked behind the ball, and now it's starting to pay off in the forward line. We've seen the ruckman, Big Brad James, come back on for Payneham here. So can he make a difference? He gets first hands to it again, looking for his midfielders to just carry on with it. But it's all green at the moment. Ball's coming out. There goes Glenn, and that was just an elite pick up there. Kick wasn't, on target, but he got it forward. Golden Grove have just stepped it up a notch here. Just feel a little bit more energy, and just that absolute power through the midfield there from Glenn was something else.
He's getting around with watermelons under his arms at the moment. It's tower of power. Worked there by Lewis Johnson in the contest. Ball comes out. Only goes as far as Shenton, who's mopping up with delight from the fence. Shenton goes long. Got a target there. And Johnston can't take the mark. Good punch out of that last line of defence. Pulls up for grabs at that ground level. Smart work there by Giannini. Gets his kick towards Wagner. String of hand passes. This is looking promising. They've got one out the back if they can get the ball out there. Well chimed off. Defence is on top here. Goes to Dodd by the looks of it.
Oh, that's his head.
And Dodd's given away the free kick. Bit overzealous in the contest. Strong in the air. Couldn't take the mark. And the free kick goes to Campbell.
So Campbell handed off quickly to Anthony Giannini. This is what I was looking for from them. Bit of the play on. Kick it. Just launches it in. It's very much the advantage here of Payneham. Can they finish it off? Just butchered that going forward.
He ended up having Sanzo over the top. He could have walked it to the line.
Oh, just
wasteful.
No good there. They actually had so many numbers back there, and just almost couldn't decide who they wanted to finish it off. And all they've gotten away with there is another behind. So they sit on 4 behinds. Golden Grove also 4 behinds, but they got 3 goals on top of that.
Well, that's the big difference. Shenton, that's the hands you want the ball in at the moment. Comes out towards our broadcast side with the run up. There's Payne. Takes a little contender there for Bianco. He's a wiry type. Mitchell Payne. Not called play on. The umpire's giving him an eternity here. So he goes on and he's turned it over.
Dear.
So Tommy Wagner. Bit of slicing and dicing. Read that like a book. Got one over the top. Beautiful looking kick. Finds his target. Magnificent kick. And that was picture perfect, and it lands on the chest of Liam Davis. So Liam Davis, the leading goal kicker for this season of 2023 in the Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 for the Payneham Norwood Union Falcons with 30 goals. This could be his most important for the season if he gets number 31. So deliberate approach. Lovely looking run up. Unfortunately, he has pulled that very wide, and he's out of bounds on the fall. And no addition to the scoreboard Beck North got.
Oh, that big 0 on the Payneham goals on the scoreboard's just getting bigger and bigger at the moment. So, Golden Grove got to get it out. Some of their kicks been gone a bit astray here, but they get the hands out anyway. Oh, and they've got someone one out here. It was in the hands of Borg. Oh, this is going to be all too easy for McKelvey. McKelvey takes the bounce. He can just run it through for the goal here now, and it's all too easy. Mitch McKelvey for Golden Grove found himself one out, and he's finished it off nicely. So Golden Grove 4-4-28. Payneham, no goals, 4 behinds.
So McKelvey just bobbed up like a cork in the ocean. Great rundown effort by Dodson. Got there in the end. Put some pressure on him, but McKelvey was off to the races and did his salute.
That was beautiful,
it is
Footy.
A very good 24-point margin. And I tell you what, the big G, Matt Gale, did suggest going into this game, 25-point plus at half-time for the Golden Grove Footy Club. Betting responsibly for Buddy Bet.
Of course.
And it's looking that way. So Definitely stamp the authority now. The Golden Grove Footy Club well on top. Ingham's in the ruck, gets his left paw on it. Good punch to that man McKelvey, who just kicked the goal.
Popped out of nowhere and just on a heater for this last 30 seconds.
Someone put a blanket on him. He's heading up. Actually, it was Bamwell. Work there by Ingham. Who comes out of that contest? So good work. Oh, the pressure's intense. Good work there by Dodd. Dodd gets his hand pass over the top. They're streaming through. Ingham gets everything behind those size 38s. Goes in the direction and a lovely mark. Just floated at the necessary moment there. It made it look all too easy. Was Wyatt Patterson who will line up for goal number 3.
That all came from Dodd there with that smother. That was huge. That's, people talk about 1%ers all the time, but that is those moments. And just from that smother, they're now lining up for goal again.
He's another Viking along with Ingham. So, Wyatt Patterson lining up for goal number 3. Difficult matchup. As he plays well above his height and just drifts in air. Then is the party now. Can he get his third? He has. So, match-winning performance also by Wyatt Patterson, who slots through goal number 3. And I tell you what, this game has completely broken up. Floodgates have opened, all in the favour of the Golden Grove Kookaburras. And on the scoreboard, about to enter time on 5-4-34. 4 points and a donut for the PNU Falcons. Getting ugly here back Northcott at the Richmond Oval.
Yes, I was just watching the replay there of that Patterson goal, and he's just been a great target up forward. And if he could keep this going, he could have a big bag of goals coming at him here. So back in the centre again, just trying to make something happen for his side there is Brad James. They almost get the clearance there, but the fumble from Max Wagner is going to be costly. And Golden Grove, they're just all attacking there. That kick has gone into the sky and end up in a stoppage there. So goalman Mitch McKelvey there just launched that ball, God, almost above the roof here.
Yeah, it's only going to reach the Seagulls with that one.
Oh, dear. So the stoppage will come here because that ball wasn't going anywhere. A bit of a stalemate there in the ruck there. They almost held the ball together there. Wowee. But Golden Grove, they're just stamping their authority on this match here. And there goes the tap in the hands of Robinson this time. But the clearing kick goes to the advantage of Payneham. But, it's bouncing. It's going everywhere. Wagner, in the end, got a hold of it. It's coming into the 50 now. What can they do with it? Oh, almost there was Davis. He was looking for it, but the ball's come back. And another smother. So Golden Grove just putting the pressure on in all facets of the game here. Barmby, he'd be very happy with what his squad's putting out at the moment. And he just says, nah, I might have a break here, and walks it over the line.
Barmby, 120 games for the Central District Football Club. Just marshalling his troops back there magnificently, him and Shenton at the back 6. Good work by Robinson over the top in the ruck. Controlling the ground level. Pittman out the back there to Swert. Swert with a snap. It's picked off. Immediately playing on as Matt Nye trying to inject himself in the game. Goes inside forward 50. Unfortunately, there is no one home. And I think it's that man Payne again. No, not quite sure. It is Payne. So Payne got one on the 45. Nice quick kick to Barmby. Barmby's got players on everywhere. So they play on through Pittman. The Pit Dog's been performing absolutely magnificent this afternoon. Doesn't go fast, but it just keeps chugging along. Ball ripped out of that contest, but the umpire's already called my ball, boys. We'll have a ball up. True went centre wing on the far side. And entering time on with a very promising 30-point lead is the Kookaburras. So ball at ground level. Good tackling there by Josh Glenn and also the Pit Dog Pittman. Today's broadcast brought to you by Filming Footy and Sports Interactive. I'm Matt Garland. With me is Beck Northcott, calling all the breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Grand Final action here at the Richmond Oval for the Adelaide Footy League. So a 7-point margin at quarter times, growing out to a very healthy 30-point lead. Good tap by Robinson. Good work there by Gene, and he couldn't take the ball with him. They get another opportunity out the back there through Maxi Wagner. Gets his snap. He's found someone out wide there, and that's Rahui. Shows some spark across that wing. There's a 1-on-2 contest. Great roving at ground level there by Pippett. Haven't called him much this afternoon. And finds McKenzie. Now, surely, McKenzie can't do everything because he's just been a wall in the defence and on the on-ball brigade, and he'll have to go back and kick their first goal. He's been everything. Clearly been the best player on the ground for the Payneham Norwood Union Falcons. But tough kick. So McKenzie does suit his left foot though. Hugged up against the boundary line. Will kick from about 27 metres. Deliberate approach. And unfortunately he's kicked it on the full-back Northcott.
Oh dear.
Looked like a beautiful kick off the boot.
It did
We
look too
judged them
bad
back here
from
in the
here.
grandstand.
Yeah.
In
Well,
the nosebleed section of the Richmond Oval grandstand.
Well, yes, I must say it's a great view from up here, though. You can see the whole ground.
Geez, another chance gone bigging there for the Falcons, unfortunately.
Oh, absolutely. Just nothing seeming to work out for them at the moment here, the Falcons. And Golden Grove just pushing through that contest. Their handball came out from Dodd. A few quick little handballs there from the Kookaburras, but got cut off there in the end. Try and centre it to Jay Giannini. Oh, was it not far enough? And
No, the ball hit the ground.
Oh, what am I looking at?
A bit of turf toe.
There'll be a stoppage in the end here. So straight back up, and James has fallen over there, or was probably pushed, and umpire says so. I don't think a guy of that size is just falling over in the breeze. Doesn't quite work out for them though, so Golden Grove on the run there. Glenn sends it in straight into the hands of Hable. He's on a bit of a tight angle there, so he's definitely looking for the pass. Still keeps pushing back. He's looking for just a better option here. I don't think he wants to take the shot at all. But it's on the siren now, so he might as well have a crack at it. Joshua Hable for Golden Grove. Can he put them another goal ahead on the half-time siren here? Goes back. Probably kick from about 40 metres out. Very tight angle. Looks all right off the boot. Might just drop a bit short here, and it does. It's on line, though. So there'll be no score there. But Golden Grove, huge 30-point lead blown out from at 7 points at quarter time there. 5-4-34. Payneham, it's still no goals for this half. 4 points, Matt.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is not good viewing if you're with the Payneham Norwood Union Footy Club. The Falcons only delivering a donut on the scoreboard in the first half. Goal kickers for the Kookaburras. White Patterson leading the way with 3 goals and singles to Lachlan Board and McKelvey. It's been a massive first half for the Golden Grove Kookaburras. We'll bring back all the second half action right after these key messages.
Folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
And Crone takes the lead in the Coolmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big payday for his owners, winning the English Millennium in a romp.
But Ayrton the class, and Ayrton won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Taliqua, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing, beats the ball. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Nine News, teaming up with the Adelaide Footy League. Tom Wren on the ground at your club for Thursday Night Live, strengthening communities through footy.
And Crone takes the lead in the Coolmore. Crone draws clean out from Mizzy. It's a Queensland victory. And a big
won the Victoria Handicap.
But Mahuda goes all the way. Where again, Mahuda?
Taliqua, too classy for them. The Blue Star flashing, beats them all. A Blue Star gets up the win.
But it's all Globe, 100 metres to go. It's 6 lengths in front. This is an outstanding performance again. And Globe eased down, won the King's Coronation Cup in a canter.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor.
Adelaide Footy League Division 2 Grand Final. Exhilarating second term. Saw the Golden Grove Football Club put their pedal to the metal and create a match-winning lead in the scoreboard at half-time. Here the Richmond was the Golden Grove Football Club 34 with the Payneham Norwood Union yet to score with only 4 behinds next to their name. 30-point lead. Around the grounds for all of our broadcast partners, which includes Filming, Footy and Sports Interactive. The Division 1 Grand Final, half-time score, Glenunga, 3-1-19, 2 points ahead of Prince Alfred Old Collegians, 2-5-17. So 4 shots in goal. The goal kicking has been a little bit similar to Payneham, Beck Northcott, but not as much misery, unfortunately, for Prince Alfred, who are only 2 points adrift. But I tell you what, Payneham are in a bit of a world of pain at the moment.
Oh, they are, and just they need something. I mean, Brad McKenzie's trying his heart out at both ends of the ground. He's trying to make something happen, but he needs some of his teammates to rally around him because, you know, they had some opportunities in that quarter for sure, and definitely a couple that I think we both thought went begging as well for them to, you know, get a goal on the board. So
yeah, definitely 3 or 4 genuine opportunities went begging, and they only added 3 points for the quarter, whilst the Golden Grove Kookaburras piled on a world of pain in 4 goals too, so really broke it open. The goal kicking let them down earlier. They're out to about 1-4, and then just gone 4 goals, bang, bang, bang. And Wyatt Patterson leading the way with 3 goals, so he's been a big difference maker up forward, and singles also to Borg and McKelvey. I don't know where they're going to get their goals from at the moment because they don't have a forward who's playing well enough to kick them the score. They'll need to have this union meeting down there. I'm going to call it, get the old crew back together and get the union meeting going. And hopefully all the unionists from the Payneham Norwood Union can lift the group because it's been slim pickings in the first half. Really impressed with the work of Barmby and Shenton in the back half of the field. Lewis Johnson switched up to the forward line in the second term, and he was a pivotal player with their forward entries inside 50. And of course, Patterson leading the way with those 3 snags as well. And you can see just Josh Glenn just flexed his muscles on the odd occasion when he needed to, and he's in good form as well.
yeah, he very much did. I saw him, you know, lay a couple of huge tackles and thought, God, I'd hate to be in the middle of that, and just started getting a bit more power through the legs in the centre. You could see him taking off, and just I expect him to probably go to another level in this second half, especially when you're a team with a lot of confidence. You're on top in the game. It can almost make you start playing better because you know you've got that lead, and you know you're playing well. You can just build on from there and keep going.
One of the big players in the midfield has been the workhorse in Jake Pittman, who has had leather poisoning in the first half. The Division 2 medalist this year, as you mentioned in the first half, 35 votes in the medal in 18 games. It's quite astonishing. Almost 2 votes a game. So he's been huge running through the midfield, well serviced by Robinson in the ruck. And it's just players playing their roles all over the field. I was very impressed with Mitchell Payne in defence. I thought he was terrific. Playing that fly in, fly out from defence when the ball was sitting on someone else's head. He'd just come and swift across, and he looked very good as well. So I don't know where they're going to get the lift from here, Payneham Norwood Union, but it's going to have to be a full-blown assault on this game to see if it can change some sort of momentum, because it was just a one-way traffic in that second term.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to see a completely different team come out here, I think. We saw them struggle to hit targets. Golden Grove, we've said it a lot, but they're set up so well behind the ball that when Payneham are trying to kick it out of defence, they've just got nothing to go to, or they're being forced to kick places that they don't want to go. And Golden Grove have just been picking off those marks all day, sending it back into the 50 and finishing it off. And Payneham, they did have a few chances that we did mention in that second quarter especially, and just could not get their act together at all and finish it off.
No, they couldn't. And the forward line of Vining with 34 goals this season and Davis with 30 really dried up. And they've just been out of their kicking efficiency once they've had control of the ball, particularly in their half of the round. It's been quite poor on occasion. So they'll need to tidy that up and start getting some counter-attacking, which goes over the line of those players that were set up in Barmby, Shenton and Mitchell Payne. So second half not far away as players have their final huddle time. Looks like the Falcons have broken away from their huddle. Final words from Barmby and his nest of kookaburras over there.
Well, don't mind that.
Don't mind that.
Yeah, you can see them in there nice and tight. They're probably just saying, we've got to keep doing what we've been doing, finish this off, and, there's a flag waiting for us at the end of this game and they can go and party with the twos.
Yes, if you weren't with us earlier, the Gold Grove Kookaburras got up in the B grade as well, and the Magoos won quite convincingly by that 1 point. We saw a really unusual end to that game where a Kookaburras player, he didn't put the old, I don't know, he just threw the white flag out the window of the car as the ball was going over his head, and he almost cost him the game, but thankfully they held on, and it was 8-10, 58 in the end to Payneham 8-9. 1 point margin. We suspect the lactic acid will kick in this quarter. It's been a hot afternoon for football in Adelaide. Pretty sure we've got to that top of 24 degrees, but there's been plenty of heat in the middle of the Richmond Oval. And to get us underway in the second half is Beck Northcott for Sports Interactive and Filming Footy.
So second half Division 2 grand final. Can Payneham bring some heat into this game, and can they kick their first goal? So still stuck in the centre of the ground here. Next stoppage coming here. First hands went to Golden Grove. They were looking for Pittman there. And again, we still can't make it out of this centre circle there. So good battle there between Anthony Giannini and Pittman, just taking shape there. Clears out through Pippett. He was looking for Viney, just couldn't quite hit the target again, something they've struggled with all day, Payneham, and they just, little topo comes out through Thatcher. Coach in Barnby goes to go down the line, goes through the hands of Wall though. But there's our man Glenn, just comes through, plucks it out. He's got a free man out on the wing there. Looks like it was McKelvey, goal scorer in the second quarter. Finds his teammate straight away, so they're having fun over on that far wing though. Kick was looking for the one-on-one though. Can they be in front here? Borg. Boundary line will beat him though, so we'll have a throw in deep in the forward pocket for Golden Grove.
So first goal huge here for both sides, particularly with Golden Grove right in the mix to get the opener. Thrown in. Good tap there by Dodd, comes out towards the boundary line, and we'll have a repeat throw in. So some solid work at ground level. Plenty of numbers around the pool for the Falcons and the Kookaburras. So ball thrown in. Wagner doing the ruck work for the Falcons and Dodd for the Kookaburras, and the ball's turnover again. So too far out from home. They go to the hot spot looking for the tall target. No mark taken. A little clip under the ear. Not seen by the umpire. Glenn whacks it on the boot. Won't make the distance.
Oh!
Great contest, great mark. Wow. The pocket rocket just went bull. I'm going to be in the ball of muscle. And made Dodson look like a little boy in the end. And great work there by Cavallaro. So Cavallaro had a shot in the first term for a minor score. Gets his opportunity now. Opening goal of the third term. He's hit the post.
Yuck.
And got a little bit lazy on the kick there. Unfortunately, it's hit the post. 5-5-35. 4 points. Payneham Nord Union. Opening minutes. And premiership quarter.
Probably missed a chance to really bury them there, but it'll come back in through Dodd. Here's Glenn just looking to keep pushing through as he does. Takes the ball about 5 metres while being tackled. Not easy to do.
Mallee ball.
So thrown will come about 40 metres out, looking for Cavallaro again. He goes with the snap this time and swings to that same side. Doesn't hit the post this time, but it's 2 behinds in a row to Michael Cavallaro.
So they switch out of that goal square and go out to that far side. A lot of the play's been over that way today. Goes back into Maxie Wagner. He's been one of the honest performers for the Falcons this afternoon. A little bit stagnant when they look up the field. There's not much movement. Find one close to the boundary line. Dangerous kick. Free kick. Or push out of bounds. No. Is it out of bounds on the fall? It is.
Oh.
So, got a bit of interest. Got a bit of a push over the boundary line there was Dodson. So, too far out to score. His options on. Johnson's in a prime position, if you ask mine, but it goes into a shorter position. No mark taken off the hands there of Borg. And not much conviction from the Falcons, but plenty of heat still around. And the umpire says, I've seen enough, boys. We'll throw it up. 27 metres from home for the Kookaburras. So opening goal of the third term still on the table, as we're 4.5 down in this premiership quarter. Nice tap into the... Oh, great tackling. Ball comes out of that contest. Some good work there at ground level by McKelvey. Goes to the boundary line. Sure. No, it's a free after disposal, but it's going back to the original contest, so it was in the act of the contest. Got a switch on at the 50. They go backwards here. And they go to Preston. Preston switches to the other side of the 50. Beautiful kick to Shenton. The captain plays on immediately. Gives it the kitchen sink. Cameron Shenton. No. Drifts to the left-hand side. So 5-7-37 to 4 points on the scoreboard. Beck Northcott.
Oh, the way he loaded up there, I really thought that was going straight through the middle. But Shenton just couldn't quite get it there. Huge tackle there laid by the player coach in Barmby. And guess who it is?
I think it's old mate Patterson.
Oh.
Wright Patterson.
He might be a little bit of a test for him here, but he's been a very solid target up forward all day, so he might as well back himself in here. Maybe just show his captain Shenton how to put one in through the middle. So Wyatt Patterson looking for his 4th goal here. He'll be on a tight angle, kicking about 30 metres out, and doesn't quite get it on board. So it'll be another behind. So Golden Grove with the 4 behinds this quarter. They've still got a 34-point lead over Payneham, who are yet to record a major.
So getting hit down late in the play there was McKenzie. I think it's a free downfield. McKenzie in the thick of everything, doing the kick-outs from full back now. So got a free kick on that far side to Davis. Too far from home. He's a long way from home. Linking up with Spence. So holding the ball up. There's the big ruckman there, Brad James. Goes short. So still too far out from home. We're about 70 from home. Goes short again. Finds Jonathan Giannini. He goes short. So not gaining much traction or yardage. But they're in possession of the ball, which is the main thing. Haven't had a lot of it in their hands this afternoon. Short kick again to a 50-50. Great mark by Tommy Wagner.
Did well there. He's been one of the stronger performers for Payneham today, you'd say.
Yeah, definitely on the best players list. Both the Wagner's boys have featured prominently. But, yeah, Brad McKenzie, the best on ground by the length of the Flemington Straight for the Falcons so far. But Tommy Wagner, he's gone the DK Lilly run up. And looks like he's going to kick from outside the paint. Kicks from 48. Not a bad looking roost. Is it their first? No.
Not at all.
And not on my watch. And they clear again the Golden Grove defensive line.
They just say, no way, we're not letting you get a goal here today. And at this rate, they're in danger of not getting one. Looking for Ashcroft. He was stuck in a 2-on-1. Well done by Dodson. Come through the hands of Banwell. And that is a beautiful kick down the line from Glenn. There's no mark taken. What a tackle. That's an absolutely blustering tackle there. Looks like it was from Patterson too. He's desperate for another goal there, Patterson. There's a free kick taken.
No, holding the ball, said the umpire.
It's gone the other way.
The players are confused.
No one knows what's going on. In the hands of Hable, and straight away you can see he's looking to turn on that angle. Fair enough, so he'll take the shot here, Hable.
Oh,
it's turning. Oh, and straight into that post again. So
they've been peppering the goals, only 5 behind so far this quarter. We're 9 minutes down in the Premiership quarter. 5 points this quarter only to the Golden Grove Footy Club. Sport or scoreboard has not trickled over since half-time for Payneham at all. So they got that short option off. We've seen Golden Grove give that kick. Playing on was Nye, the captain. Going through Mackenzie again. So they get that chip out to that far side. Gaining some momentum now through Spence. Spence hand passes down the line. Chain of hand passes. Again intercepted by Preston. And the Presty says, not on my watch. There's been another rock of Gibraltar back there. So some good movement. Probably one of their best passages for the day for the Falcons. But the chain of hand pass could not break and open the gatekeepers there for the Kookaburras. Umpire's just checking out what's going on here with Spence. Spence pleading his case. And I think it's going to be a free kick. I think it's come off the boot of Spence. Umpire's conferred.
Took a while with it there.
Anyway, Shepherd plays on. He's got no one on. And he's hand passed straight down the line. That's probably as deliberate as you get this afternoon. So ends up back with Spence, rightfully or wrongfully. Spence says, well, I'll have it back, and I should have had it in the first place, he reckons. So Spence should be called to play on, given an eternity. Goes long down the line, looking for a tall target. And Tommy Wagner out of position because the brother of Michelle Payne, Mitchell,
he's a bit tall to be a Payne, I reckon.
He's a bit tall for the jockey Payne family. Beautiful kick. His real one off through McKelvey. McKelvey plays on in the heart of the Richmond Oval. Beautiful looking kick.
There we go.
Finds his target. And that's how you want it as a forward. Lace out Josh Glenn style. Put the Dukes up and ran straight through the target. So a good positional match-up. They've moved him up to full forward. And he's done this on occasions throughout the season. The former Gold Coast Sun, Central Districts and Nord diminutive on baller. Beautiful looking left foot. Straight through the middle of the points. Their sixth for the, actually their fifth point. Sixth point for the quarter.
I'm running out of room on my sheet for behinds here in this quarter. It's just clogging up. Payneham, here they go again. Their sixth kick out of the quarter. That's got to be a mark there, surely. That'll go to Kistenjig. Looks to wind up here. Needs to find a target in the 50 here. Need a bit of movement here, Payneham, from the forwards. It's not troubling the Golden Grove defence at all, and they've got plenty of numbers here to work it out. They had McKelvey on there, but they decided to go into the middle. They might as well roll the dice at the moment. They were looking for Shepherd. Huge tackle there by Sanso for Payneham. just forced the stoppage there, which is what they needed, because if Shepherd got that, he was just going to stream out through the centre of the ground here. So stoppage comes in the middle of the ground, drops short of the contest in the end. Big tackle there from Pittman. Wasn't letting that ball go anywhere. Ended up with him in the end, but the stoppage will come again. So we're still in the centre of the ground here. Nice ruck battle we've had all day there. James probably has had the upper hand for Payneham there, but just the midfield of Golden Grove working a lot harder. Just can't really get out of this little zone in the middle of the ground here. Can someone break through? They're trying to here, Payneham. It goes out to Giannini. The kick is nice and low. That's a lot better. It went to Ansell, but, well, the next disposal was not good at all. So here they go, Golden Grove. It's in the 50. Payneham got a lot of numbers here. Ball came out very interestingly. McKelvey just stutters a little bit there, but he still gets it in the hands. Here's Glenn. Is he going to get on the scoreboard? Just pops it up over the back there, and didn't quite work out there in the end, but Golden Grove have got the lead, so they can afford to have these moments. And is it going to go straight back to Glenn? It's not. Under chase here, and we're back in the centre of the ground. Under pressure there. Does that come out there? What's the umpire say? No, we're still going here. Umpire is pointing the other way, so ball's going to be with Payneham by the looks. Don't know what's going on here, Matt.
No, it looked like the umpire pulled the ball back after that last contest, but it will be a free kick downfield, I think, is what has happened.
Yeah.
So I think got pushed as he's about to take his kick, and we will have a free kick downfield. Difficult shot on goal, and Golden Grove forward over that far, so I can't quite work out who he is at the moment, but he's not really happy with the angle that he's been given by the umpire.
No.
Goes that chip in, it goes over his top, lands in the chest of Anthony Giannini. They're on here if they can get this counter attack on. Comes to Kostanjic. Anyway, they get it over that far side. And another wall of players there. Wagner dishes out the back. Goes back to Kostanjic. Kostanjic's caught. I think he's done. And the umpire agrees and he's been done for holding the ball. So that wall back there for the Golden Grove Footy Club, it's very hard to break. So they play off the contest and it lands in the hands of Barbie. He says, just take some time off the clock here. So they had Pittman on immediately, ignored that lead. Robinson, the ruckman, moving across that far side, ends up going to Pittman in the end. Pittman on his trusty left foot, the pit dog, switches play. And they're off to Shenton. And a bit of a crowd favourite here, Cameron Shenton. He's got Cavallaro long down the line. Finds Johnston. So Lewis Johnston had his moments of glory in this game. Played very well. And he's gone for one in the middle. Geez, that's a beautiful looking kick. He's picked it off to Barbie. Went searching for a 25-metre penalty. Umpire says enough of that tomfoolery. I know what you're up to. Pittman was on short. Glenn's on short. This is the difference. When you look up, there's movement everywhere for Golden Grove. And the other way, it's very stagnant when Payneham and Northern Union have the ball in hand. Cavallaro is rushed over the boundary line. And we'll have a ball up. 16 minutes down, third term. Ball will be thrown in right in front of our Filming Footy and Sports Interactive broadcast box with Beck Northcutt.
Oh, just the 6 behinds to Golden Grove this quarter. Not a pretty scoreboard for the third quarter, but it'll do well enough for Golden Grove. It's still well in front and well in possession here at the moment. Just all too easy pushing through. The mark goes to Cavallaro.
He's had a terrific third term, Cavallaro.
Yes, just popped up and started performing. Oh, we got a bit of push and shove behind the ball here. Shenton's being involved. There's
Kostanjic and Shenton getting their game on the background. It's more entertaining than the actual play at hand. So the crowd getting involved. Johnston booms one from 60, goes in the direction of Ingham. Mark in the end's taken.
They're still going at it.
And they're still going at it back here. But the ball has landed on the chest, I think, of our mate White Patterson. And Kostanjic, I think he's just lost his cool. A frustrated customer. But ball lands in the lap and in the important hands of White Patterson, who lines up for his 4th major. Done a lot of damage on the scoreboard. Enters the tarmac, doesn't need much of a run up.
There it is.
And he slots it through. And the floodgates are open. All roads will lead back to Golden Grove from the Richmond Oval.
Wowee.
And they're winning everything from the keshuffles in the background. All of the noise. The crowd's on top. The midfield's on top. And White Patterson is probably the toast of the Richmond Oval at the moment with 4 majors to his name.
Well, he's very much on top, and you can see there Payneham getting sucked into some silly push and shove and all this little niggly garbage, which isn't great when your team's sitting on 4 behinds in a grand final and you're down by 42 points. So back into the centre now after Patterson's 4th goal. Can Payneham get some discipline into this game and get a goal? They won't be like that as they go into Pittman and bang. Oh, that's a hard hit against Pittman, and it's going to be too high.
Slow to his feet there, Pittman. He got hit twice in a row in the same contest.
And oh no.
Tempers are
And it's on like Donkey Kong here. We're just
starting to flare.
big boy Ingram's in there.
As Ingram gets his chicken wings thrown out the back there.
And it's umpires calling it forward, so they've got a 25 or something going on here.
And a
Yellow card.
Yellow card there for, don't know if that's Giannini or not. So the crowd just saw the yellow card being lifted.
Just ill discipline from
And very undisciplined here from the Falcons.
That's the biggest cheer we've heard all day.
And the crowd is super excited.
Game's still going on in the background. It's in the hands of Barmby and goes in, and things could truly get ugly here because their minds, not in the right spot at all, Payneham. You can't be giving away yellow cards. You can't be giving away frees like that. It's getting a bit silly here now, and that's resulted in a shot on goal here to Banwell, and he can just walk back and try and put it through. And crowd getting very vocal here after that yellow card was awarded. Hopefully they'll be just as up and about if this goes through the middle for Banwell. Banwell, who kick it from about 45 metres out. Looks beautiful off the boot. It's gone through, and there's that crowd we were asking for. Banwell, after some real ill discipline from Payneham, he puts on the goal for Golden Grove. They move to 7-10-52. Payneham, no goals, 4 points.
Yeah, 48-point margin, match-winning lead. And having the Golden Grove Kookaburras done the absolute dishes on the Payneham Norwood Union Falcons this afternoon. And an impressive scoreline that only reminds me of the 1989 SANFL Grand Final when I believe North Adelaide kicked 1 goal 7 against Port Adelaide's 14 goals 17. Anyway, back to the action of the Pittman, the pit dog. Had a great day out, goes in the direction of Shepherd. He's thrown out of the contest. It ends up back with Pittman. So heads inside 50, beautiful kick. And well chipped off there in the end. Umpire's call played on. Good work by O'Leary. Still under enormous amount of duress. Work there by Wagner. Wagner dishes off. They go short again to Spence. Spence plays on. Goes through Rahui. Rahui goes to Giannini. So they're linking up with a short chip but not making much of it. The yardage off that contest goes to Campbell. Campbell goes out the side there to Jonathan Giannini. Comes back into the contest. Interesting decision to hold the ball up. Not a very good hand pass there to Sands, though. And that has been the storyline over the day. As McKelvey just, to the delight of his own home fans there, turn the ball over again.
That's it, and just forcing Payneham to make those mistakes there and not letting him have a clean go
So
at
the
it.
perceived pressure is really starting to get hold of the Falcons here. Oh, Pittman's dumped again. No free kick given. Work there by Spence. He should be free downfield by Johnston. So Johnston just getting the better of that contest with Spence, and it's a free downfield. Almost turned over. Pretty vicious in the end there was Ansel, run required. Anyway, the ball in the hands of Harrison Vonnie. So Vonnie too far out to score, hits the hot spot. Can they get a late goal in the dying stages of his third term? Ball comes to ground. Here's one for the Crummers. And Big Ingham gets his size 38s in the row there. All of his chicken breast and wings and thighs. And good work there going out to that far side. So Joshua Glenn goes to the 45 and finds McKelvey, who's worked himself nicely into this game. Pittman directs them in the direction of Payne. Payne plays on. He's got just a plethora of players upfield. One of them is Johnston. Johnson links up with Pittman. Pittman on his trusty left boot for about the 23rd occasion this afternoon. Good work there by Borg. Borg plays on down the line, looking in the direction there of Patterson. Patterson does well, as he's done all day. Hits the hot spot. Can they get a late one? Ball comes out the back of the contest. No mark played. Good work at ground level. So they've started to mop up better out of the defence. Dangerous kick. Good work by Pittman. They'll overthrow it up left half forward for the Golden Grove Kookaburras.
Yeah, can't put it in the air anywhere with Pittman lurking. That was just almost too easy for him to pick that one off there. So we'll go straight back into the midfield there, and Bank goes off the boot of Patterson. It's got a one-on-one there. Who can win out? They're looking for Banwell there. He's looking for a free maybe there for a little bit of a push out, but just a behind will result. 7th behind of the quarter to Golden Grove, and 7th kick out for Payneham, where they've looked like they've just got not a lot on, Matt.
No, they don't. So again, they get that kick, which only goes inside that 25 metres, and it is Jake O'Leary. So not much traction here for the Falcons. Perceived pressure's been hot, particularly in this premiership quarter. Lands on the chest of Spence. Spence plays on. They'll go through that chain of hand passes again on the far side. Explosive speed as they run off half back. Again linking through. So good passage to play. Work there, boy. And they've turned it over again. So Barmby mops up. Goes to Glenn. Wants to get onto that trusty left boot. Goes back. So they go with a deep ball from Johnston. Nice kick inside forward 50. No mark taken. Under immense pressure again at ground level. And Banwell sneaking around the action. We'll have the ball up 30 metres from home. Good work there by Patterson. And there's the siren for three-quarter time in the premiership quarter of the Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Adelaide Footy League Grand Final. On the Sportal scoreboard at three-quarter time, it is the Golden Grove Kookaburras 17-52. Done the dishes. It's good night, Irene, at three-quarter time for the Payneham Norwood Football Club. Only the 4 points. And no score in the third quarter there for the Payneham Norwood Union in a world of pain. We'll come back with all the final quarter action, and let's see the Kookaburras run out strong victors in the final term. We'll bring back all of the action after these key messages.
Well, folks, we're down here at the Banner Crew. Our friend, supporter and sponsor of Between the Posts has joined us. Welcome, Jason Goods.
Thanks, Tony. Nice to be with you.
What can the people out there expect to buy from the Banner Crew and get looked after?
Pretty much anything that you can put your club logo on, or a message from the club, whether it be, like you mentioned, a marquee or a flag or an A-frame or a banner, a stubby holder, a pen, anything like that, anything that you can pop the club branding on. Everything's customisable. So basically we've got an in-house design department with 2 graphic designers that can work toward getting the message across that you're after.
We're down here at 318 to 326 St Vincent Street, Port Adelaide. Jason, thank you so much for your support.
Welcome back to Richmond Oval, three-quarter time of this Adelaide Footy League Division 2 Grand Final between Golden Grove and Payneham. As we sit at the moment, Golden Grove 7-10-52, Payneham no goals yet so far in this game. 4 points is all they've registered on this board. So Sportal scoreboard not looking great in favour of Payneham at the moment, and Golden Grove have pretty much stitched this up, so they'll be taking out the double today with the A and B grade. Now it's been an interesting third quarter here. We saw a bit more feeling in the game, bit of push and shove, few silly free kicks. We saw a yellow card against Payneham, so basically what Payneham need to do in this last quarter is put a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard if they can, maybe clean up their act and, probably just regroup and get it together, because at the moment it's pretty ugly if you're a Payneham fan, Matt.
Certainly is, Beck. It's been a disastrous day so far for the Falcons, and it might be in for a world of pain again.
Oh, I think they are.
Quarter.
Well, and I just said before you got back on here, I think they just need to put a bit of respectability into this game, get some goals on the board, get a bit more disciplined, and try and at least finish off this game on a good front.
Yeah, as a coach, all you can ask for is Chargers to go out and win the last quarter. They're not going to win the game, but if you can win some respectability on the scoreboard, win the quarter, take some momentum into Division 1. So it's not very often we see a scoreline where we got 0 goals on the board at the three-quarter time, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's been one-way traffic. And it could have got even uglier because, let's face it, 2 goals, 6 for the quarter and the third term for the Golden Grove Footy Club could have been far worse.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine if that was a heap of goals there. So it did have the potential to be a real blowout. I'd say this is a blowout at the moment, but absolutely could have been a lot worse if Golden Grove were a little bit more accurate there.
So I just did mention that scoreline from the 1989 SANFL Grand Final. It was Port Adelaide 15-18, 108 to North Adelaide 1 goal, 8-14. So for much of that day, a very similar scoreline with the Dunkin' Donut.
Oh dear.
Let's get this last quarter underway. The final quarter of the football season for the Adelaide Footy League and the Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Grand Final. Big thank you to all of our broadcast partners, including Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Sportal Scoreboard, Darkfish, Archie's, Bianca, ORTC, Adelaide Footy League, Buddy Bet, Family Farmers Leap, Winding Pathway, and Roll the Dice. So last quarter to get underway. Robinson back in the ruck. Good work there at ground level. Streaming out of the way of that contest is Joshua Glenn. Not his best kick this afternoon, and sort of hung up there for a while. Shepherd was clearly outmarked, and a strong mark there in the end by Maxie Wagner, who's gone down fighting this afternoon and been pretty impressive down back. Beautiful kick, and finds the chest of Liam Davis. Has been held reasonably quiet this afternoon. Get that forward entry inside 50. Ball comes out the back towards towards Viney. And unfortunately it beats all comers and was touched in the end. And we'll have a boundary throw in about 40 from home, back Northcott. Yeah. I thought Jake Pittman really stood up in that third quarter. Oh,
absolutely. I think, he was playing probably, for what a normal player is, a great game, but for him probably a little bit, quieter than normal, and he's just gone into that next gear, and he really wants to bring this Golden Grove team home.
He's definitely ramped it up in the third term. This ball hasn't travelled far since that forward entry took place. So a little bit more towards that boundary line. Ball comes out at contest and lands on the chest there, I believe, of Bandwell. Plays on, beautiful kick. Lands on the chest of Dodd. He's had some good moments this afternoon. Finds Lewis Johnston, who's been terrific. I love the ball in his hands. So damaging by foot. Goes short. That should be Shepherd. So Shepherd right in the heart of the Richmond Oval. Goes short again. Happy just to pass it around. Keep inflicting the pain that has been going on since early doors first term. Balls into that contest. Great work. And I'll tell you what, White Patterson was well out of position in that contest, and that was just pure class to mark over the top when he's come too deep. And when you're on, you're on.
He is on, and yeah, just too good there. And like you said, looked like he probably wasn't going to mark that at all, and just got himself there to the front of the contest, got his hands there and made it his own.
So White Patterson lining up for goal number 5. He's got 4 out of 7, which is quite remarkable in itself. And Payneham North Union having got 5 points on the board, and he's lining up for his 5th sausage roll. So he's going to kick right on the paint. Beautiful looking kick off the boot, drifts to the right for a minor score, and on the smaller scoreboard, 2 minutes and change in the third final term. It's 7-12-53. Oh, we had a play on from the contest. It's come out the back there to Hable.
Oh, no.
And that ball will be kicked in, and it'll be a free kick out of bounds. Last possession to Dodson.
Very lucky to get away with that there, Payneham. The kick-in just didn't happen. And they've done it again. Goodness me, this is too dangerous. It's Glenn there, and he's just laced out Shepherd straight away. 2 kick-ins in a row, just couldn't... Well, it hit the target, just went over his head. Wasn't in the right spot, and Golden Grove should make them pay here, though we did see them absolutely pepper the scoreboard with behinds in the third term. But it's up to Shepherd here. Can he just keep putting the icing on the cake here for Golden Grove as they're going to take out the Division 2 Premiership here today? Shepherd leans back and pushes it to the right again. So
Has been one of their indicators at the end of this season. They've actually been quite inefficient in front of goals, Golden Grove, and they'll need to improve that once they enter the Division 1 ranks at top tier footy of the Adelaide Footy League. So some strong work in that contest. Beautiful mark. Comes out the back to Shenton. Jesus, got an eternity there. Made it look so easy. Goes to Cavallaro. Now we're out to Mackenzie. Clearly the best player for the Falcons. And can't bite off anything.
Dear.
He just kicked it straight down the throat there of Thatcher. So even Brad McKenzie, just been a sense of frustration. Just no targets, nothing on. Goes out to Mitchell Payne. Cousin of Michelle, the jockey. Melbourne Cup jockey. He's played a terrific game down back. And he's been really impressive. And you need these type of role players that just play their role, reliable, efficient, and Lewis Johnson held out in the contest to get the free kick. Umpire sees it another way, and it'll be a free kick to Blake Dodson.
So Dodson here looking for a teammate. Instead, all he finds is Copgrove. The kick just wasn't on at all there, and Payneham just lacking a little bit of attack here. It's easy to drop your head in this situation when you know you've lost the grand final here. Ingram launches it. At the front of the pack there was Shepherd. Tried to be the front and centre, but got wrapped up straight away. Payneham looking for something here. Johnston under the chase there. Still coming to the contest, and big tackle there from Banwell. So still not giving up here, Golden Grove. Not taking the foot off at all. We'll have a stoppage. About 55 metres out from the Golden Grove 50. And looking to push through there was Cavallaro. Got wrapped up. But just had some real attack on his mind here. So they'll go again. Good tap out by Robinson. Great speed as well there by Dodd. Laces out Cockgrove. Cockgrove, the mark's at the 50, so looking for a better option. Sends it in. Oh, I was looking for our boy Patterson. Streaming through. Oh, my goodness. He's just kicking goals for fun now. Wyatt Patterson, goal number 5, and he's having the time of his life out there. We watched this go through again. Didn't quite take the mark there, but just front and centre of his own ball and straight through the middle.
He's got a new nickname. It's called Party Tricks Patterson.
Don't mind that.
And he's definitely got the party tricks out with that last one because, he made those defenders look very, very silly. So terrific work there by Connor Dodd to get involved with that flow of play, because his quick movement away from that contest for a big man at speed was terrific. Back to the middle, Robertson can't get his tap on this occasion, comes out towards Lewis Johnson. So they've got a few players in there, which one of them is Mackenzie. Mackenzie pokes one over the top of Ingham and looking in the direction of Mothersole. And Mothersole hasn't had a lot of it this afternoon, unfortunately. He's been soulless, unfortunately. Ball thrown up, 40 metres out from the Falcons' goal. Can they get there first today? Looks like they will. And finally, the shackles have broken. And the Payneham Norwood Union get their first goal on the board. Some great roving at ground level. And a terrific little roving goal there to Dylan Pippett. So Pippett's pipped them at the post. And they finally got their first goal for the game. But unfortunately, it's a 50-point margin that Northcote on the Sporter scoreboard.
Yeah, almost a sense of relief there. Even I did. I think I just said, oh, thank goodness they've got a goal there, because, goodness me, you don't want to be finishing a grand final with no goals. So
No, not much momentum will take into Division 1 if you go home goalless.
well, that's it. So they finally hit the doubles figures here, Payneham. Hopefully they have something to show for this game. They go straight in with their next clearance, and great work there by Tom Wagner. Been very strong here for Payneham. We've mentioned it a few times. Wow, races out of forward, and where has this been all game? Because that was just a great clearance. Good spot up there by Tommy Wagner to get Joshua Mothersole with a shot on goal.
So it was a great forward movement. Entry was terrific. And skills were superb, and Mothersole will line up for his first Beck Northcote.
So, goes to get Paynham's second goal of the game. We haven't seen a lot from their forward, so not sure what his range is here, and that just goes absolutely to the right-hand side. No score to come from that at all, as it drops short as well. So, they can just clear it here, can Golden Grove. They're still ready to go, still ready to attack. And still got people leading all over the place.
So true centre half back here. Tom Robinson, the ruckman, doesn't really know what he wants to do. Goes out to Pittman. Pit dog on the trusty left boot.
Oh.
Goes out the far side. It was almost
bit ginger there.
Yeah, very ginger. Not sure if he slightly hyperextended the knee there. But Pittman again racking him up. So still a kick and a half from home. Beautiful kick to the hot spot. And lands on the chest of Lachlan Ball. So Ball did some pretty handy body work at the pivotal time the ball was about to drop. And good forward craft and lands on his chest. And he'll have a shot hugged up against the boundary line, about 35 from the home.
Yeah, it was very smart in the one-on-one there. Didn't give away the push in the back. It's easy to do when you're behind, but just did it the smart way, and he gets the shot on goal.
So lining up, goes across the face, not going to make the distance, and that's the torque level that's at ground level, because Mackenzie should have taken an uncontested mark and end up double punching it through.
You're not wrong. An easy chest mark there to be had.
Certainly was.
Payneham in possession again. Oh, kick was a little bit dangerous, but ended up finding Campbell in the end. Goes central, finds the captain in Nye. Haven't seen too much of Nye, but I'm sure he's been battling hard for the team. Giannini looking forward. Oh, great mark there, taken up by Mothersole again. So become a little bit of a target late there as he launches it into the hot spot. But, too much there. And
yeah, Lewis Johnson, that was absolutely superb, going back with the fly to the ball.
That's yeah, that's his bread and butter.
It certainly is, and that's why he played at the highest level. Beck Northcote and you and I just playing in the burbs. So Johnson links up with Shenton, his former Norwood Premiership teammate, and umpire given an eternity again. Finally gets asked to play on, goes down the line, a searching ball, no mark taken. Umpire circling and says my ball at right half forward flank for the Payneham Union Footy Club. Played much better in this last quarter, but Sting definitely out of the game at a 50.1 point margin on the scoreboard. Robinson gets his hands first on the ball. Ball comes out looking in the Sanzo direction. Still can't pick it up is Dodson. Ends up getting it to McKenzie. Burrows through with an underhand pass and lands safely in the hands of Campbell. Suggests he's too far from home. Swings it out to the far side. Barmby should come through, and he does. And if you give it an opportunity, he'll just rack him up back there. And his Supercoach stats are looking pretty good. So straight in the middle now of the true centre half back there is McKelvey. A nice goal on that second turn. Pittman. Pit Dog just does not give up. And he's just churning at disposals at will. Bit of cramp there for McKelvey. We've suspected there'd be some petrol tickets being handed in and not many for some players. So he shanks it back towards Shenton. Shenton with a plethora of time. Just lands it on the chest of Thatcher. So just maintaining possession here. Not his best kick in the direction of Pittman, who's held up. And the umpire should call my ball, and he does. So I reckon we've just done a roundabout way and we've ended up at exactly the same position as I took over Beck Northcote on that right half forward flank for the Payneham Union Footy Club.
I think we have, and you can probably, feel the energy has probably dropped a lot from this game as, the results well and truly done here. And Golden Grove just finishing it off. So they're just taking those easy handballs. They don't really have to go forward and attack if they don't want to. Just enjoy what's probably the last half of this final quarter here as they're going to walk into Division 1 with a pretty solid premiership under their belt and get ready to take on some of those teams at the top level. So Giannini for Payneham gives them another inside 50 here. The one-on-one battle is very tough there though, and maybe a little bit too tough. Hanging on, so Liam Davis will get the free kick here. Looking to pass off, but maybe he'll just go back and have a shot after all.
And so he should. He's got 30 goals for the season. He should trust his and back himself in with a bit of confidence.
Well, and you might as well. Your team's on 10 points. It's the last quarter. Just have a crack at this point. So Davis, ball goes quite high, just to the top of the square there, and there's plenty of green there from Golden Grove, and they're happy to just hand Payneham another behind, so they'll move to 1-5-11. Trailing by 60 points, Golden Grove, 8-13-61.
So Shenton does the kick-out duties. Goes in the direction of Borg, who could have given away a free kick for tunnelling then, but not given. Good work at ground level there by Jed Spence. Goes to Rahui. Rahui again on to Dodson. That's a absolute Barry Crocker off Dodson. And that'll be a free kick to Lewis Johnson, who's called to come back over his mark. So he'll come back in the shadows of the Richmond Oval in his right back pocket. So he's been all class today, Lewis Johnston. And not huge in the disposal column, but his disposal efficiency has been high quality nonetheless. Beautiful kick. They've actually outdone each other. I think that Ashcroft may have got a hand injury out of that contest. Tested against his own teammate. Let's see how keen they are to get the pill in their hands. There's Josh Glenn is held up here at right half back. So Ingham, hard man to move off the ball. Strong tackling by Dodd. Up to the contest was McKenzie. Not his best kick. Turns the ball over in front of Crawford Sanderson. Off the ground there's the Pit Dog, who's in the thick of it still. Ball comes out to Sanzo. Nice chiming, sliding ball on the hands of Jonathan Giannini. He goes a bit deeper, using his foot skills to his best of his ability was Jad Spence, but not many friends out there on that far side as it was a 1-on-3 contest. Ball smothered again off the boot. So they've had to work hard whenever the ball has been in their hands, and that perceived pressure has mounted throughout this afternoon. Beck Northcote, we're middle stages of this final term. continue to call us home. You've done a great job.
We are, and this game's probably been over since half-time when you look back at it, but we've seen some little moments where Payneham have had a go at it but couldn't quite finish it off. So Golden Grove just lap up these last minutes of the game and enjoy themselves here, as Payneham still trying to have a little bit of a push here, but if anything, Golden Grove probably taking the pressure off just a little bit. Not a lot, though, because they're still in and under. They're still absolutely laying those tackles. See it, two guys holding hands in there, just getting nice and close. And ball very much in dispute here. Just a few numbers jumping on top of it. Just dribbles forward. They go through the middle to Pittman. He launches it out in the direction of Borg. Gets out muscled there by Dodson. He's stood up well in one-on-one contests today, Dodson. Been impressed with him as he goes out to O'Leary. Now Crawford Sanderson has a bounce. One's up on the right. And oh! Holy hell, the highlights just keep coming there. And look at that mark. Yeah, let us see that again. We've got to see that again. The ball just comes up. Bang! And goodness me, Thatcher, he's just gone into a different airspace there and he loves it. Holy moly, and he just kicks it in the direction of the coach just as if to say, did you see that?
We certainly did, as we've got a race down the wing. Some good work as we link up again with Hable. Hable's got a man over the top. They're queuing up here. Lovely looking kick. No mark taken by Joshua Glenn. Ball comes to ground in Bamwell's direction. Out the back here to Borg. Borg dishes it off to Wall. And Wall absolutely loves it as he slots through his first for this afternoon. I'll tell you what, the highlight reel continues. And some good work there at ground level. And Wall just showing some poise and some composure. Slots through his first, but I tell you what, that mark by Aidan Thatcher is probably the best I've seen in the Adelaide Footy League this season 2023. I love looking at the look on his face when he got up and he just go, wow, did that just happen? Yes, it did.
Oh.
And with presence of mind, dished out to the coach as you do.
It was brilliant, and just, you know, a moment where you don't necessarily have to take a mark like that. Your team's well in front. You've put this game to bed, and he thinks, no, I got to get myself a highlight in this game, did Aidan Thatcher. And wowee, he will be replaying that all night, I reckon, to anyone who wants to have a look.
Will only get higher as the night progresses.
Oh, God, it's up on the light tower. So, stoppage just inside the square here, and they're still trying to go forward here at Golden Grove. They're not quite done yet. While they're down there, they might as well try and get a goal. We've got legs flying everywhere here. Umpire says, I'll have it. Well, just letting each other know about it still as well. Payneham have seemed to calm down a lot from that third quarter, though, where they started giving away some silly frees and yellow cards and the like. So I'll take that as a positive for Payneham. Just tightened up there.
Certainly have. So ball to be thrown up, 55 from home. As Golden Grove look to continue the hurt on the scoreboard. And a very healthy 56-point lead on the scoreboard as we enter the time-on period final term of this breakthrough mental health Division 2 Adelaide Footy League Grand Final. So some good work there at half back. Ball goes out that far side of the direction of Davis, who couldn't take the mark. Ball's off hands and out of bounds. True centre wing, far side. 21 minutes and change gone in the final term. Robertson, uncontested. Double hand tap down only as far as the Payneham Norwood Union on-ball brigade as they stream forward. Nice pattern of play there. See if we can get a Division 1 score update between Glenunga and Prince Alfred shortly.
Oh.
And that is a high free kick.
Definitely.
Go in the favour of Pippett, who's the only goal kicker this afternoon for the Falcons. with an opportunity to slot through his second.
Well, he might as well get another one for his troubles.
It's been slim pickings, and the cupboard of goals has been very bare. Dylan Pippett, a chance to put his name in the Sunday Mail again. Left foot kick, very high up and under, beautiful look kick, and he slots through his second. So some respectability on the scoreboard, as both teams have got 2 goals apiece in the final term. And there's plenty of sting taken out of this one, and it's basically on ice.
It sure is, but, you know, Payneham can take away that they've at least had their best quarter of the day in the last quarter. As you said, the sting's pretty much out of this game, but at least they've put a couple of goals on the board and put in some serious efforts there. So not long left in this Division 2 Grand Final, you wouldn't think. Just some final substitutions as we come back into the centre here. Good contest in the ruck. We have seen that all day. Went in there for it was Spence. He's fought really hard all day, earns the free for 2 high. Has done quite well in the middle for Payneham. So he dishes it out wide. He looks to go inside 50 again. Have been a lot more active inside 50, they have. Just an easy one-hander there in the end.
Thatcher's got his party kicked out too.
God, he's just
Hanger,
decided to get himself involved. And Golden Grove just able to chip it around. Really just winding down the minutes here. It's McKelvey ready to take off. Tries to send it forward, and Golden Grove still attacking. Johnston. Beautiful looking kick off the boot, and there's the mark taken, and Cavallaro plays on, sends it through, and it's another goal to Golden Grove. So Cavallaro, nice mark off the boot of Lewis Johnson, and just snaps it through casual as you please.
The skills of the upper class there from Lewis Johnson made it look very easy. That was a difficult kick to Cavallaro. And Cavallaro, well, party tricks are out. Wind on the left, on the right foot, snap through a nice banana. And scoreboard is back out to 56 points. All brought to you by Sportal. Big thanks again to all of our proud partners, from Footy Sports Interactive, for their efforts of support. In the middle there, great work by the pit dog Pittman. Contest at ground level, no mark taken. And Coach Barbie has moved up to the forward lines, and it's all over. And Golden Grove, the breakthrough mental health Adelaide Football League Division 2 champions. And well-deserved, outstanding result for Golden Grove. 13-73 to Payneham Norwood Union, 2-5-17 on the Sportal scoreboard. That is the longest final siren I've heard in my 45 years of living. And a well-deserved victory, Beck Northcote to the Golden Grove Kookaburras.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, they led for the whole game, just put on an absolute show. I mean, you know, we were still seeing highlights deep into that final quarter. We saw that huge hanger from Aidan Thatcher, but just a very well-rounded performance. Everyone from Golden Grove put in, won their position, did their job, and Payneham left to go home wondering where it all went wrong.
Yes, it went wrong very early doors of this game, and the umpires all clear with their goal sticks. And it was well and truly over at half-time. So throughout the day, we've had a 7-point margin at quarter time, which turned into 30 at the main break, 48 when they turned for home, and their final margin ended up being 56 points. Continued to build on their tally, and some real terrific performers out there this afternoon for the Golden Grove Footy Club. I might just tune in and listen to the presentations from afar. We're just getting a moment while we're doing that. We'll go through the goal kickers. Wyatt Patterson was the star up front with 5. singles to Ball, Cavallaro, Banwell and Wall. And only one goal kicker for the Payneham Northern Union Falcons, and that was Dylan Pippett, who kicked his 2 majors in the final turn when the damage was already done. So, yeah, and a fantastic effort. They had winners all over the field. I'll be very surprised if Pittman doesn't get the best on ground honours. I thought he was absolutely superb this afternoon. Obviously, Mackenzie was the star there and a standout for the Falcons as well.
Yeah, definitely. And Pittman just kept getting better as the game went on, I think. I mean, yeah, if you're just an average Joe, you'd probably be happy to play on the level he did in the first quarter, but he just kept going up and just stamped his authority on the game and said, you know, I want us to win this game, win it convincingly, and just really come into Division 2 really steaming off a real hot premiership win in Division 2, and maybe, you know, some of those Division 1 teams might have to turn around and go, who is this team coming up here, because they're looking good.
I can guarantee you that Golden Grove will play in the Division 1 finals next year. That's how good they are and how good they're going to be. They'll have to replenish their playing list somewhat. Not sure what sort of points they've got going in Division 1, but yeah, Pittman is a massive accumulator, particularly in the second half. But yeah, they've got class written all over them. They've got Division 1, they're Division 1 bound, and so they should be. Obviously, Payneham Norwood Union will go up to Division 1 as well. They hope that they don't repeat the efforts of 2022 when they went down. So they've done well to go back straight away. That's the toughest task, but the hard work's ahead of them as they look to join the top flight next year.
Yeah.
But Golden Grove, what a juggernaut.
Oh, they're just, you know, coming off the flags last year, flags this year, and just really burning into Division 1. I mean, on the side, I believe Trent Dumont, who was recently delisted by Port Adelaide, was a Golden Grove junior. So, depending on what his aspirations are, maybe he could be a handy pickup.
He certainly could be. I'm not sure if he's the type that wants to hang around and go back to SANFL level, but yeah, why not ride the waves and the curtails of his junior club, who are an absolute juggernaut from the northern suburbs.
Yeah, and just, you know, they've done it really well, I think. They've obviously got some of that Sandford talent in there, but a lot of their players, Golden Grove juniors, you know, they're not out there, you know, picking off stars and big names and all these kind of things. And a lot of the ones they do have, you know, original Golden Grove players anyway.
Okay, we can give you an updated score from the Adelaide Football League Division 1 at Cooper Stadium, otherwise known as Nord Oval, and it's Prince Alfred Old Collegians in front. This game's still live. Alive and kicking, 8 goals, 13-61, 6 points ahead of Glenunga, 8-7-55. So it must be dying stages of the last term, and Prince Alfred may have stolen it, because Glenunga looked white hot going into this final as it was about to play out, and that's still a live score, so we'll wait for that confirmation to come through, whether that is a final score or not. So huge.
Could be a bit of an upset there.
Certainly could be.
Goodness me, but...
Okay, looks like we're about to get the presentations underway and the announcement of Best on Ground honours and the presentation of all of our premiership medallions, and some coaches will have a few words to say, you'd imagine. And very, very honoured and privileged to be down here at the Richmond Oval this afternoon. Big thank you from Beck Northcott and myself, Matt Gale, and also Jamie Groves on camera, and Will Laws pushing all the right buttons here right next to us. And it's been a privilege to be down here at the beautiful Hisense Arena, otherwise known as Richmond Oval, to bring you all the action, and we look forward to bringing the action again in the season of 2024. It's been a slow process to get the juggernaut
Had a
moving.
few false starts here. I thought they were going to get going a couple of times, and we're still waiting here. Maybe the medals are a bit too heavy.
Yes. So Golden Grove hoisting the Premiership Cup in the Magoos, and again in the A grade very, very shortly.
Big night down at that club tonight. Goodness me.
Yeah, be huge out at the Golden Grove.
Oh, are we back on here?
There we go.
Thanks, brothers. Move over, please.
A scratchy reception there. Points margin between Prince Alfred and Ranga, so Prince Alfred getting another point. You imagine it wouldn't be much time left there at Nord Oval. Absolute nail biter.
It sounds like it.
I think they parked us at the wrong ground. We got the wrong ground.
Oh, we're all right. We've seen some pretty good stuff happen here in front of us.
We certainly have, and if you didn't join us earlier, Ross Trevor getting up in the C grade against Henley, 9.660, defeating the Henley Sharks 3.10.28, with Henley going down to Division 3 next year, so plenty of depth there at the Henley Footy Club, and Ross Trevor equally a top 5 team in Division 2 this season. And it was Golden Grove with the B grade, and an absolutely spectacular finish, 8.10.58. 1 point, Rip Snorter, 8.9.57. Was Payneham Norwood
Welcome here to Hisense Stadium. We've witnessed a great day of grand finals today. Unfortunately for the Payneham boys, Golden Grove just too strong today, so congratulations to you. The best on ground runner for the play today was from Golden Grove, number 15, Wyatt Patterson.
Some goals, has been named best on ground, and he had a superb day out, and magnificent. 5 out of 10 goals is a superb effort.
Now just like to invite the home coach Jeremy Cheney to come forward and say a few words.
So Jeremy Cheney coming up to say a few words as coach of the losing team.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much, first of all, to everyone who's come out and supported the league across the year. I think the competition has been super strong, and to see the supporters here today from both teams has been outstanding. So well done to everyone for supporting both groups today. To Golden Grove, well done guys. Too good for us today. Obviously you came out, executed what you wanted to do and played a really good brand of footy today. And you guys are holding in a really good stead. First time in Division 1. We look forward to having any battles with you next year as well. And we wish you all the best moving forward. You've done a great job, and to everyone involved in your footy club, well done to you guys, and good luck for the future. To our crew over to my right, thank you very much for your support throughout the year. And even though we obviously haven't got the results today, to finish last year and get relegated, and then to be in a position where we've gone back to Division 1 and obviously played off in grand finals is a super effort for our footy club. So well done to everyone on our side. Thank you to the league and all their sponsors for putting on the competition throughout the year. I think everyone will testify that it's been a super competition. It's super close going into the final game today. So well done to everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Golden Grove, you guys earned it. Well done. Thank you.
So very well spoken there, Jeremy Cheney, the head coach of the Payneham Norwood Community Footy Club.
Now, the Victoria's coach to come forward and say a few words. Thanks, Luke.
Firstly, just to Payneham, to me at the start, you were now and very fitting. Round 1, when you guys pumped us, it was eye-opening for us, it was a good education for our footy club. And we can model what you guys have done and will probably continue to do so, that will be in good stead. So always thank you, play the game in great spirit. Cheers. So the Golden Grove family, the last couple of years has been really positive, really successful as well. And this is just another step forward. Right, we look forward to be playing in Year 1 against very good clubs and very good opposition. And but for today, we'll enjoy this and we'll celebrate because it's been a bloody hard year. And yeah, we're going to do really well. Cheers. Thank you.
Thanks, Roy.
So the medal's now been handed to the players. Well spoken Luke Barmby, very humble playing coach. Wealth of experience, 120 games for the Central District Football Club.
Number 5, Josh Glenn.
Excellent go from Josh Glenn.
Number 6, Jake Pittman.
And the pit dog, probably unlucky second place in the man of the match honours.
I reckon if he'd kicked a goal, he would have been on. Just need a little bit more icing.
I don't think he's got many goals in him. But, 20 goals. So there you go. And Thatcher took the mark of the season.
Mark of the season, very late.
Big Bianco moment.
Number 13, Lachlan Moore.
I think we'll be seeing that video during the week.
Yes. We did get a very high
Wyatt Patterson.
So Wyatt Patterson with his 5 goals, man of the match honours.
Number 17, Mitchell McKelvey.
McKelvey bobbed up really well in that second half.
Number 19, Mitchell Payne.
Played a tremendous game down in that back flank.
Very
Playing
well.
the third tool. So much composure for a young fellow who'll thrive at this one level.
Definitely.
Cav.
Number 21, Connor Dodd. Number 23, Lewis Johnston.
So Lewis John had an outstanding game. Superb skills.
Number 26, Nick Preston. Number 27, Jed Banwell. Number 29, Jared Cockrow. Number 35, Josh Ingram.
Yeah, he played a good game, Ingram. Another one of the caveman varieties down at Golden Grove.
It's a solid unit.
Number 36, Tom Robinson.
Great battle on the ruck there between Robinson and Brad James.
Number 41, Dylan Wall. Number 44, Luke Barmby.
So playing coach, Luke Barmby, be delighted with his charges. And one player left, Charles
Number
Ashcroft.
59, Charlie Ashcroft. And the captain, number 25, Cam Shenton.
Played tremendously well back there, Cameron Shenton.
Obviously a popular captain too.
Yeah, he was very unlucky not to kick that goal in the third term when he would, went bang from outside the arc. There they go, the hoisted breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Adelaide Footy League Premiership Cup. And very well deserved by the Kookaburras. And it'll be absolutely jumping out there at the Golden Grove Footy Club this evening. One of those many grounds in the northern suburbs that has 2 ovals as part of their facilities. And over the past 30 years, they have grown tremendously as a club. and a real powerhouse in the north. So it's more relief than anything, Beck Northcott. There's
I think it's relief for the Payneham players who can just get off the ground now and get away from this oval where they've unfortunately been demolished in the Division 2 Grand Final.
They certainly have. So the Goodwood Saints and Old Ignatians will go down to Division 2 2024. And obviously Golden Grove and Payneham Norwood Union going up into Division 1. We'll get a quick update and still live score. And it's good news if you're a Prince Alfred Old Collegians fan, because they've got a game-leading lead at the moment, which should see them get home. 9-15, 69 to 8-7, 55. We suggest that it must be deep into time on final term.
Has to
14
be.
points is probably a margin too far for a team who's only kicked 8 goals for the day, Beck Northcott.
So, well, might be a massive upset brewing there. I mean, they were the two best teams all year, but it seemed like Glenunga had the upper hand all year, and especially coming into finals, they just were on another level. But maybe PAC just come out and taken that all away.
Yeah, they certainly have, and they've been one of the measuring sticks all year, just gone about their business quietly, PAC, and whereas Glenunga have taken everyone to the sword in the past month or so, but grand finals are a different game, and yeah, looks like they've got over the line, as have the Golden Grove Kookaburras. The final phase of our calling for season 2023. It's been delightful to be on board with you today, Beck, and big thank you again to Jamie Groves on camera and Will Laws pushing all the right buttons at the right time. My name's Matt Gale, and joining me this afternoon has been Beck Northcott. We've brought you all of the action here at the Breakthrough Mental Health Division 2 Grand Final, which saw the Golden Grove Footy Club get home 10-13-79 to the Payneham Norwood Union Footy Club 2-5-17. A big win in the end, 56-point margin. Beck, thanks for joining us. Thanks to all our viewers. You can catch all of the action for the 2024 season live and interactive on our YouTube channel and via our Facebook page. Big thank you again to all of our broadcast partners. Big thank you to Filming Footy, Sports Interactive, Sportal on the Scoreboard, and Dartfish for all their stats and the wonderful Beanie for the best play on the game, which will have to go down very shortly. And go and visit Wyatt Patterson amongst the Golden Grove faithful. Big thank you also to Archie's for their thongs. Bianco, Mark of the Week. We saw a tremendous one in the final term.
Might be Mark of the Year.
Well, it was an unbelievable mark, and I think Aidan Thatcher will still have that smile on his face. The ORTC goal of the week, there wasn't too many for Payneham Norwood Union, but we did see a few. Cavalaro's goal in the last quarter was also good. Buddy Bet, I've taken my money and invested it wisely in Buddy Bet today, 25 plus at half time, and the margin was 30, so did gamble responsibly and have filled the wallet. Big thank you also to Farmers League Wine, who paved the way for their coach of the week. And Luke Barmby was the recipient of 2 bottles of red during the season. Now he's hoisted the Premiership Cup. I don't know what's better, but definitely a Farmers League, obviously drinking responsibly as well. Big thank you to Roll the Dice for their Division 1 Media Award for the Player of the Year. And that was $7.5 grand and a 5% share in a horse value at that value. So that was huge. But all good things come to an end, including the 2023 season. Thanks so much for joining us. We look forward to your ongoing support. Next season, from us, it's bye for now.